welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas.
Embarrassing.
Off, ref!
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever. Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to the club. We are back and we are sponsored by Super 6. And today we have got a double header of live shows, a double header of guests, and the one and only Flav is with us today.
Man.
The
absolute boy is in town.
Can I? Well, thank you for that. Can I just say when I sort of mentioned earlier that I was coming on here and I knew I'd be sat next to you two, the grief I got, honestly.
Why me? What have I done? I've not done anything to the Spurs community. Well, what have I said about the Spurs community?
Didn't you say you put us 9th or something in the league?
Yeah, because your squad is terrible. You got Celtic's manager. It's not that outrageous, is it?
Who were, and in terms out of Buvey and I, in terms of the reaction that the picture that you put out garners, was it more hostile to me or to Buvey?
What do you think?
I think because of it being Tottenham, presumably me.
I don't think society.
It's just that.
Maybe one
society. Society would be.
I think there's a general disdain for Buvey.
I'm non-offensive. Who do I offend? Apart from
I get told to slap you more than I get told to slap Rory.
But it's a City United thing with Spurs, Chelsea.
No, it's a Buvey thing.
I don't think so.
I had Americans running up to me going, mate, you need to slap Buvey.
Americans?
Yeah.
Mate, you're
not going. I can't go over there.
Mate, you're
I was going to go over there for Rory. I'm not going over there anymore.
Transatlantic.
Yeah, I get followed around. Can't do it anymore.
You are transatlantic.
I might have to retire. I can't stand all the hate in the football community. I might move to a different sport. Cricket.
You thrive off it. That's why you fish for it.
I support Somerset Cricket Club. That's what I'm doing.
Warwickshire County Club.
I'm a Middlesex man.
Yeah. Do you? I couldn't give a shit about rugby. I mean, about cricket at all. But I just want to get to my point. Is that the hatred that you get isn't just from Spurs fans anymore. It's your general
no, it's Tottenham.
General demeanour.
It
started with Tottenham.
It's 90% Tottenham.
I just had to address it. I just had to bring it up and just say,
and
look.
Do you defend my honour?
Absolutely. I think you're a great bloke.
Do you defend my honour?
He ignores it.
I genuinely do. I get annoyed by it. Like, you don't tell me who I'm mates with.
Do you ever reply and say, excuse me? Don't talk about Rory like that. Even though we share a love of the cockerel, don't talk about my friend.
No, I go, yeah, he's a dickhead.
He is, but he's mine, and I'm not part of it. Yeah, I understand that. Have you told everybody that we are sponsored by the wonderful?
I did mention that on the intro. Yeah, I'm a professional.
Incredible. Okay,
but Super 6 are sponsoring us as always. We'll give you some updates on the league table as well at some point, and whether someone is still in with a chance of winning that £1 million, giving £1 million away for 6 correct score predictions this weekend. Remember, you can join our league. The code is Club23. Please go and get involved with our league. You may be too late for this weekend, but you're not too late.
Please follow. We really would appreciate it if you would follow. It means so much to us. Please just simply download the Super 6 app and then you join Club 23. It won't cost you a penny and you could end up winning big. So please make sure that you do it. Our numbers are flooding in as well. I think we actually got a K in a day. Can you believe?
A K in a day. That's an amazing amount of people joining the league. Thank you so much. We're approaching 8,000, 9,000, that kind of remit in the mini league. If you're watching and you haven't joined the mini league, it's Club 23 on the Super 6 app. Make sure you do it. It's beautiful.
We've got some popular score predictions as well coming up on this screen. These are for Spurs, Manchester United, quite obviously. And the most popular one is the one I've gone with, which is 2-1 to Manchester United. 28.6% of the players think that will be the score. The others' popular results are score, draws, 1-1, 2-2, also very, very popular. And 10.2% think Spurs will win. Everyone seems to think it's going to be very, very close. Flav, I'm assuming you have seen the starting lineup for Spurs.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
We can read them out as well because Manchester United is unchanged from last week. Yeah. Onana in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, Mount, Bruno, Anthony Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. And Spurs' team, Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Van der Ven, Romero, Udogi, Sarr, Basuma, Kulusevski, Maddison, Son, Richarlison. How do you feel when you look at your 11? We can hear the noises Rory's making, but I actually think your front four is pretty good.
Oh.
I think the front four is okay. I think actually the creativity is going to come from Basuma in midfield, and everything good that happens at Tottenham and will happen this season because of Yves Basuma. Honestly,
Is he that important?
Yeah, he will finish this season as one of the top 3 number 6s in the country.
Okay, that's
and by proxy,
so Rodri's in there, so he's above him already. So there's one other one other player that
One
you have
other
to.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Basuma, one
One
other
other
person.
people.
Basuma second,
Is there any other people?
and another one.
No.
What, Casemiro.
If you
No,
like,
is it-
it doesn't matter.
Declan
What
Rice?
I'm saying is he's underrated. He spent an entire year in the shadows, a shadow shaped by Antonio Conte. Somehow Conte's looked at him at Basuma and gone, nah.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me, that, weirdly, because he shone. We played Brighton between Christmas and New Year, and he was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
He really was. Like, he totally dictated the tempo that day. It finished 1-1. Welbeck scored late for them. But they deserved to win the game. They played us off the pitch, and Basuma was the reason why.
Yeah, it's the same.
And then he got the big move. He got the big move, and it didn't really land for him. Do you have any idea why?
Conte said that he didn't understand the system. He wasn't ready to play, which is madness, right?
I don't know.
Conte's system wasn't difficult to understand. It was some of the most basic, boring football I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's true.
For Basuma not to be able to fit into that team and just insisting on Højbjerg was confusing. But Basuma's back. What will be interesting for people that don't know or haven't seen Spurs play or understand Postecoglou's tactics is our fullbacks. We've got Porro and Udogie. Porro is taking the place of Emerson Royal, who had a brilliant game against Brentford. But Porro isn't. He's not a fullback. He's a wing back, and you would say, "Oh, well, surely they can play in those they can play right back or right wing back." The issue with Porro is if you make a mistake, there isn't much, insurance around it when you're playing a back four.
What do you think of your new centre back, and how do you think? Do you think he'll make a massive difference to your centre?
Yeah, because the alternative, the drop off of quality after him is significant. Like the fact that we're in a situation, Spurs fans are actually sort of starting to try and talk ourselves around that Davinson Sanchez actually might be all right. When for 6 years we've been going, how is this?
Is that because of the manager? Have you seen some of the players that were maybe on the outskirts getting criticised heavily last season that have shown a difference in the short time he's been there? Has he got a reaction from someone?
I think there's a general galvanisation effect that he's had, and that is that a word, galvanisation?
No, I think it worked. The thing is, you've made an error there because you used it, and I was totally convinced, and now I'm doubting you.
I was completely
go with it.
I was completely unconvinced. No, but he has galvanised the squad.
Okay.
And there's a good mood. Like James Maddison, for one, who we're seeing on our screen now. He's the way he's
talking. His first league game.
Yeah, which is great. But we was on another show, and a good friend of his, Josh Denzel, he said he came up to me, and that sounds like a name drop, and don't mean it, but he came up to me and said Maddison was absolutely buzzing.
We've all met Josh Denzel, mate.
He's a lovely bloke.
Calm down.
He is a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
Right, the bloke we've all met.
When you say name drop, it's a geezer out of Love Island, mate. Calm down. You're not exactly knocking about. Who do you think you're hanging around with? You got Marlon Brando on speed dial.
I just needed to subtext.
Some geezer out of Love Island. Well done, mate. Yeah, excellent.
I just need
moving in serious.
I just need a prefix to my point.
I actually
needed.
see Buvey quite a lot, as well.
Yeah.
But go on. Josh was on about James Maddison.
He was talking about James Maddison, how excited he is to be a part of Spurs and how desperately he wanted to move. It was mooted that he was coming to Spurs like the tail end of last season where everything was imploding.
We got relegated, so he's desperate to move anyway.
Yeah, but he could have gone anywhere, right?
No, but he could have gone
Luton.
anywhere last summer if he wanted to.
No, I'm just banter. It's an amazing transfer. I think he'll be. I mean, I was going to bring the point to Harry Kane because obviously Harry Kane leaving. I'm sure Maddison would have liked to play with Harry Kane, but with that kind of Harry Kane player leaving the club, he can now be the main focal point at Tottenham Hotspur. What do you kind of make of that kind of maybe the fresh start that he's got?
I think the system will be the focal point of Tottenham now, and we don't have the option of relying on Harry Kane obviously because he's gone.
Say that again. Harry Kane's what?
He's gone. But you don't sound too smug at him because you would have loved him. You don't.
Oh yeah, I would have loved him.
But you would have.
It's just great to hear you say he's gone.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Kane at all? Do you think there is a part of Kane that will look at what's going on at Tottenham at the moment and think that maybe it wasn't the time to leave? Like I think he should have left at various points over various seasons.
Yeah.
But do you know it's a bit like when you're going to get your hair cut. On the day that you're going to get your hair cut, you look in the mirror, you go, my hair looks all right today. I'm going to hang about now. I think that Kane has probably looked at Tottenham when he's actually leaving. He's got the appointment booked. Yeah. And he's gone, do you know what? Postecoglu, an attacking system, James Maddison feeding me. This could be the time to hang around.
My guess would have been that he probably would have liked to see his contract run down and played that final season at Spurs and then have to be able to do whatever he wants, join anyone.
But he could have done that. He did out of loyalty to you. He's got you the fee, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's to me. Like, I'm grateful for the fact that he's out of the league, but as just on a purely logical sense, it was a mad decision.
Isn't it kind of like a relief though? Like I remember when we had Cristiano Ronaldo in it, obviously absolutely killing it, Ballon d'Or winner and that, and we got this extra season out of him until 2009. But you kind of just felt like, all right, we're just waiting for him to leave now. Yeah. Did it always feel like that with Kane, or was it a little bit different because he was English?
Mate. You won the league.
No, I know, but we did, like, his goals dropped off from the 42 that he scored the season before. I know it's hard to do that, and we just felt like we were waiting for him to leave. It felt a bit weird.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have a choice, so this was the best possible scenario for Tottenham, really, other than him signing a new contract, which is never going to happen. So he's out of the league. The endless narrative, and hopefully this is the last conversation I have to have about Harry Kane.
No.
Why not?
Well, I was going to bring out the goal he scored last night. Fantastic goal.
Yeah, I did.
And assist.
You know what?
See the little
Brilliant touch.
little chip over.
I thought I was over it, and then that news came through, and it was like.
But do you know I love him now? Do you know I genuinely love it. Like, I want him to do so. Do you know I kind of want? So this is crazy. I want him. This is my fantasy involving Harry Kane. I want him to win the Champions League at Wembley, which was like Tottenham's former home. So you kind of go, see, he won. He did win something at Wembley where he played for a couple of seasons, but not with you. And then along the way, I really want this. You'll love this narrative though. Quarterfinals Champions League, goes to the Emirates, scores 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I'll take that.
But listen, Flav.
Oh yeah.
You kind of said you don't want to talk about Harry Kane anymore. How do you replace him? Do you need that big money striker? Some people have mentioned Evan Ferguson, don't think you get him. But do you go out for a big money striker, or do you kind of work with the 4 you've got and get some depth for them?
I don't think we do go out for another striker. I think ideally you would, if we could, sign anyone that was even possible of replacing Harry Kane, who would come to Spurs, then obviously we'd make that happen. But the only names I can think of that are remotely available would be an insanely huge transfer for someone like Osimhen. And he made,
that's not a Tottenham move at the moment, is it though?
I don't think
realistically,
he wants Champions League football and trophies.
The only one who's going to spend. I mean, don't we all? No,
but he deserves it. He's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, but there's no who's signing Osimhen this season.
I think he's waiting. Well, he's already signed a contract extension anyway, so I think he's waiting for that big Real Madrid, for example.
He's talking 140 million euros.
It's crazy money.
So the answer to your question, is that no, I don't think we do sign a striker, or if we do, it's a prospect like Gift Orban, who's widely tipped, but coming out of Belgium.
You have a few younger lads on your books recently.
We've got
that were always
Dane Scarlett, who's played some League One
Parrott
football.
As well, wasn't it?
Troy Parrott was this.
Was that a long time ago?
Yeah, well,
Dean Parrott.
We had Dean Parrott before, but just Troy Parrott. Two different Parrots.
2 different Parrots in the same club. That's weird.
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
Mental. It's not that common a surname. I don't think I've ever met anyone with a surname Parrott, and you got 2 of them.
Who was the guy on Big Break?
Yeah, that was
Jim.
That was
Davidson.
That was
John Parrott.
John
Parrott. Scouser is wicked at trick shots. Yeah. Any other famous parrots? This is the kind of content you subscribe for.
No, carry on talking about.
We had a Troy Parrott was a player that a forward that at the time Spurs fans were going, give Parrott a goal. He's bagging goals on the under-21s. Give him a go. Just stick him in. And Jose Mourinho was like, he's not ready. Just put him in. We want to see him. We'll decide if he's ready or not. He's not ready. He's not going to play. He's like, and afterwards, went, all right, fine. Plays him, useless.
Yeah, it's funny that.
And then we're like, all right, sorry, Jose.
Yeah. It's the reason you've won the Champions League and I haven't.
Spurs have got a history for this as well. When Gareth Bale played, it was like we were singing, he plays on the left. Yeah. He plays on the left. Gareth Bale, he plays on the left. And Redder went, no, he can play through the middle. He's really good at that. And then lo and behold, wins a Champions League doing it.
Yeah, he was quite a good.
But the system will replace Kane. The system will have to replace
Kane.
Do
you think
because
you're not going to be as negative as last season, you kind of, because this manager will be more attacking, will allow you to be a bit more free. I'm not saying you replace all of his goals, but you may kind of just replace him in changing the tactics a little.
Yeah. So you've got a much more attacking side. If Richarlison is our number 9 for the entire season, then you need him to back.
Can he score the goal? What do you think about Richarlison?
15. I think he's...
Everton fans love him, and
I've low Bardo, innit? They love him, and they ain't loved anyone since Paul Rideout,
and Tony Ibbert.
People who listen to the podcast will know how I feel about Richarlison, but
is it not popular?
It's not. I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's good enough. But we've spent £60 million. We've got to make it work.
Do you this season, in terms of what constitutes success? Is it European qualification? No, is it finishing in the top 6?
Not a lot, yeah. I think it's just about changing system and falling in love with watching
I think it's
Spurs
similar
again.
to Arsenal. Arteta's first full season. You just got to make the fans fall in love with football.
Well, the only difference between that is
fall in
that
love with the team.
Arsenal fans wanted him sacked, which I don't think Spurs fans will do because we're built.
But there was a
different
general
calibre.
consensus
We're a
around the
different
team
calibre
at
of
that
people.
point that like because they'd gone through a few managers, it's like, all right, give this guy time now. Postecoglou seems like the kind of guy that will keep fans on side.
Yeah.
Conte and Mourinho were very abrasive to the fans. Maybe because they were rightly so felt like they were above a lot of things. That
Well,
were going on at Spurs,
let's not forget, just quickly to finish on the Arsenal thing, is that all of their current successes that those fans are enjoying are completely in contrast to what they actually wanted, which was firing Arteta. And
They lost to Burnley. I remember they lost to Burnley 1-0 between Christmas and New Year at home, and their fans were demanding that Arteta was sacked.
So with that,
There's
on
a
that note,
rewriting
do
of
you
history
think
going on.
Spurs give Postecoglou the time?
we have to.
Because he needs it.
Well, what's the alternative? Of course he needs
But
it.
what about Nuno Espirito Santo? Because that's the most comparable. Well, no, but that's the most. I mean, he's not Conte.
You love him,
No,
you bring him up every
If we
week.
can finish the point, then he's not Conte, he's not Mourinho, he's from Celtic, and he's a bit of a
Played the same
gamble,
thing.
like the
Well,
Wolves manager.
Hold on a minute. Celtic are a bigger club than Man City. You've got to stop with that.
Why are you bringing that?
weird
I'm asking
attitude
him-
towards
It's the SPL.
towards-
though, isn't it? It's the SPL.
I won't finish the point. Then. I won't finish the point.
No,
I was about to ask a question. The Postecoglou is closer to the Espirito Santo move in terms of the whereas managerial standing
profile.
is, and he got sacked within a few months.
But it's style.
So
It's
what
style
happens
of
if you,
football.
what happens if you've got a great style and you're 15th in the league?
Yeah, that is a question that we may have to answer.
That's the point. That's the only question.
And if that is the case, then we'll have to confront it. But I think what the warnings that we've been given as Spurs fans, that people understand Postecoglou and the time it takes for his system to kick into gear, is you have to be patient.
Do you know what, Booth, though? I think with regard to the Espirito Santo thing, Tottenham as a fan base, Flav can obviously say this far more articulately than me, but as a fan base, I don't think there is a support in the country that adhere to traditions of the club in terms of the way the game should be played more than them.
Yeah.
So
Didn't help himself out,
Nuno
did he?
Espirito Santo. I think Tottenham fans would have probably made their peace with it if they won stuff. But ultimately, Nuno Espirito Santo was onto a hiding for nothing at Tottenham because the way that he sees the game being played, he's one of the most negative managers in the league.
Back
Going
five,
to
Matt
one of the
Doherty.
most demanding in terms of playing free flowing football. It was never going to marry up, and that's why it's weird for Harry Kane to have left now, because Harry Kane has been managed most recently by the 3 most defensive managers in world football: Mourinho, Conte, Espirito Santo, Mason, and then he left just as the right man came in.
My feeling there is the reason why he left is that Daniel Levy accepted the bid of £86 million rising, right? In that instance, it's very difficult for Harry Kane because Levy's accepted the bid. Harry Kane will have to go, I don't want to stay and I want to run my contract down. I don't know anything, right? But my assumption would be that Daniel Levy's going, you've got to go.
No, but do you not think... I think we're doing Kane a bit of a disservice here. Kane has done you a massive good turn.
favour.
Because Kane... you say that the bid was accepted. The bid was accepted because presumably Levy knew that Kane was going to say yes.
Of course.
So Kane, if he wanted, could have been a real thorn in Tottenham's side and just gone, do you know what? Play me if you want. Don't play me if you don't want. But I'm going to earn myself £20 million as a signing on fee in 6 months' time.
He should have done it. It's madness that he did.
No, but you've got to admire...
I understand your point. I do admire the
fact
fact
on
that
this channel, on this particular show. Buvey and I do it quite a lot. And Adam to a degree, maybe a little bit less so. We are quite sneery, you and I, Booth, to loyalty. Like we go, well, why didn't he get out? He's got to go. And maybe we judge, when in the past when we've spoken about Matt Letizia.
Yeah.
You go, well, he needed to get out of Southampton. We should be careful that we don't penalise footballers for demonstrating the one quality that we all want to see from footballers.
Do you listen to what Shearer said? Shearer said, he was interviewed, there's a podcast they're doing with Gary Lineker, and he said, what's the one move you regret not happening or taking? And he said, the Man United bid for Shearer when he was at Newcastle, Alex Ferguson wanted him, and he said, it's easy for him to say this now, but he said, I don't regret it at all. The years I spent at Newcastle were the best of my career.
I'm distracted by the fact that you rub your nose on the mic quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's just like you're the only person that does that.
Am I?
Of it. Yeah,
I didn't even wear
you
I
just
do
keep
it.
like just catching it.
It's quite... I can understand why, actually. It's quite soothing.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
It's quite soothing.
Maybe I talk into one of these mics all day practically. Maybe that's what I'm doing at home.
But I think that point's interesting. I think you've got a service. If you've been given the talent of Harry Kane, the talent of all these amazing footballers, you're the 1% of the 1% in the sport we love. And that's why I know it's a bit like, you could be at Southampton for 10 years and not win anything. But Harry Kane is a generational talent. There are footballers that would die to have half the kind of talent he's got in League One, in the Championship. So for me, if Man United came in, he should be going to Man United. Bayern Munich came in, he did that move. You got to applaud him.
It was only when he had the option to do it that he could. Like he tried to leave 2 years ago to go Man City, and stupidly he signed that 6-year deal.
He didn't really try, though. He tried a little bit.
He'd done everything he could.
He was badly advised.
He did everything he could aside from putting the transfer in place.
And that's it. Seemed like he wanted to do. He didn't play the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah, but that was because I think the first game of the season he was in Florida or something. The second couple of games he was kind of being punished.
Yes.
But look, ultimately,
what do you think of Son being?
Do you
new
wish
captain?
him well, Kane?
I think it's the only option.
Do you wish him well? Do you?
I'm indifferent to him. I don't wish him well now.
Really, I wish him really well. Like,
I'm sure you do.
You want him to win the German title?
No,
who do you want to win the German title?
Less what he does and what he wins.
I'm so surprised, man. I like it. I like it, but I'm surprised. Yeah, I rate it, but I'm surprised.
So hang on a minute. So hang on.
I rate him highly. So I half support Bayern Munich.
Do you want to do well for England?
You're in a lovely yeah. Why not? I support England, so yeah. The 10 years beautiful marriage with a wife you love, you adore, and then
where's this going?
Yeah, and then
He's looking at you two. I mean,
a wife you adore. You think she's incredible, and you think that she loves you too. And then a new man with a sports car turns up with a bigger house down the road and goes, "Come over here," and just goes. Do you still think about the great 10 years you had, or do you think, what a bitch for leaving?
No, I set them both.
You don't think about.
Yeah, this conversation is happening between us right now.
That's so funny.
But no, look. With regard to Kane, anyway, I've always had a sort of disliking towards Kane, but it's been forced because of how brilliant he's been for Tottenham. Now he's gone, I just think that he is truly one of the greatest that we've ever produced. Like, I really rate him so highly. And I don't think I've ever...
When the last time I was on here, you was fiercely defending the fact that Harry Kane wasn't that.
Yeah, I know, because it's tribal, isn't it?
Right.
Now I can just be honest. I don't have a dog in the fight anymore. He plays for a team in Germany against...
He's world class, and I love him.
So
I love Harry Kane.
Yeah.
We all agree that he was the best striker the Premier League's ever seen.
One of the best. He's absolutely one of the best.
Ahead of Thierry Henry.
One of 10.
He's not ahead of Thierry Henry. He's not ahead of Rooney.
He has to be ahead of Thierry and Rooney.
Nah,
he has to be.
He's not ahead of Rooney.
He's not ahead of Rooney.
Rooney could do everything better. Everything better.
Not score more
carry the ball
goals.
better.
Top 10.
Not score more goals.
He's top 10
He wasn't
definitely.
trusted.
Top 5
I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm talking to you from an honest position.
Better than
He's
King
not
every day of the week.
Top 10 defo.
Better than Rooney.
No,
Top five.
Top five.
Behind Paul Gascoigne.
Much, but better than Henry.
terms of
How many
talent.
goals did he score? How many goals did he score?
Aguero.
Harry Kane
What's
is
his
definitely
job?
top 5 Premier League era for strikers. Definitely.
He's top 5 players in the Premier League.
Not total players.
Yeah, and the best.
Total players.
Yeah, and the
what,
best.
Ronaldo?
Yeah,
Rooney?
better than strike. Better.
Would you say that Buvey, would you say that Ronaldo qualifies for his
His level
Premier League?
we've never seen a level like it in the Premier League.
But do you
I
not,
question the
are you
longevity
not,
in terms of other debates, but in terms of pure talent, he might be
but
the best ever.
Do you not
in the
think that
league.
your judgment of Ronaldo is infused a touch by his brilliance in Spain? Are you not kind of merging the Ronaldo?
No, what I saw at Man United, even for 2 years.
Yeah, it was.
2 years
That's
before he
what I
left,
was about to say. It's more
the
like
free
2
kick
years.
against Portsmouth. I've never been.
You can't.
I've never
You
been.
can't put it down to one goal because
there are
Harry
moments-
Kane scored from the
Yeah, but
corner flag against
there
Arsenal.
was a moment he was doing that for every week for 20 weeks in a row. Ronaldo, seriously, at the back end of that 08
Yeah, but that's
season.
20 games doesn't define like what Harry Kane's career in the Premier League, does it?
Do you think Kane comes back and gets a record? Do you think he comes back to Tottenham?
Yeah,
And do you love him?
not Tottenham. He won't. I think Levy.
How long is his contract at Bayern Munich?
3+1.
4 years.
He'll come back in 3 years to Tottenham. He'll do a Teddy Sheringham. Go away, win everything.
I think we're past that.
I want to have Bayern Munich to win
Bale
nothing
came back.
and
Yeah, but
Spurs
it's
to
just
win
like
the League Cup.
You want him to come back?
I want Kane to
take that.
win nothing at Bayern Munich this season.
I'll take that.
That would be something.
and
That would
Spurs
be-
to win the
well,
League
then
Cup.
suddenly he becomes the problem. So I'll tell you what, he leaves, right? Tottenham win a trophy this year, Bayern don't win the league. Suddenly we're all going,
Wow.
can't win. Tell you what, the problem
happen,
at
yeah.
Tottenham for
You know,
all
if he
these years.
doesn't win the league at Bayern Munich, but he wins like the cup, does anyone care?
No one cares.
No, he has
No
to
one
win the league.
cares.
He has to win the league.
He has to win the league and compete for the
He has to win
Champions
3 leagues and get to a Champions League final.
Is it like
minimum.
Pep?
One European Cup final.
League. Is it like Pep?
One
where if you
European
don't win the
Cup
Champions League
success.
there, it's a failure.
They won
Yeah, they've
11.
won 12 in a row, haven't they?
11. Yeah, 11,
12.
12. It doesn't matter, does it anymore?
Yeah,
Once you won that
so
many.
they can't not win the. They can't
They
not
have
win the
to
league.
win it.
But I think the dream. I think he's spoken to Tuchel. Tuchel, an expert in Europe, won in the European Cup with Chelsea. Obviously, took Paris Saint-Germain to the Champions League final against Bayern. Has a great pedigree in that competition. I think that the dream that they would have concocted together is we win the European Cup at Wembley, just as Bayern Munich did before. Remember the last all-German final when Robben dinked the keeper?
Yeah.
That was at Wembley, wasn't it? Bayern. So there was a big fight in my local pub that day, the inter-German rivalries.
What?
Let you know, mate. It's called the North Star on Finchley Road.
We
It was all
got
mad.
6 minutes until kickoff. Just for those that haven't heard the teams, The Spurs team: Vicario, Porro, Van der Ven, Romero, Udogi, Sarr, Bissouma, Kulusevski, Maddison, Son, and Richarlison. United's 11's unchanged from that game against Wolves: Onana, Shaw, Varane, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Mount, Fernandes, Anthony, Garnacho, and Rashford. Going to come around for some score predictions just before the players come out. We'll start with Buvey on the far side of the
I'm going
table.
for a 1-1 draw. I think it'd be nice and tight. And that's all I can say.
It won't-
A tight 1-1 draw.
It won't be tight. Not from Spurs' perspective. We'll be open.
I've
Very open.
got a terrible feeling that Tottenham win this game. You know,
I'm saying 4-1 Spurs.
not that.
How you said that.
I've got a bad feeling. I really want Manchester United to win. I'm with you today, Adam. You know, brothers in arms. But I have a bad feeling Tottenham win this game. I thought Manchester United were atrocious against Wolves. And you look at the
they
Wolves
were.
result today.
Yeah.
You look at the Wolves result today. You know, if Brighton has struggled against Wolves, but still won the game, you go, okay, Wolves. They got absolutely battered.
Gary O'Neill,
They got
he's had 4 weeks in charge. Gary O'Neill, it's his second ever
hasn't had
season
4
as a manager. He rocks up to Man United and he absolutely dominates Eric Ten Hag. He's got a 400 million quid net spend in the last couple of years for Man United. It's embarrassing.
We've lost 4 of the last 5 against Man United. Yeah, I would never.
I don't like hearing records like that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
absolutely-
about time. I've got a horrible feeling
what is
Spurs
that?
do it
Welcome.
now. But
It's called a tifo.
I don't think United can be as bad as they were
Plastic,
against Wolves, surely.
Okay.
So welcome to. It's the
Is this-
same.
oh, he's got a nice kettle on, Ange.
Postecoglou.
Is this his? Yeah, of course it is. Has he played anything there? Is this literally the first game?
Yeah, no, we played a pre-season. game,
Here.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
What's that, a Rolex? He's got a nice watch
Oh,
on
nice
there.
kettle on, lovely, isn't it?
he's a nice
Premier
bloke.
League
Welcome
salary.
to
If you're earning
N17.
that kind of money and
Welcome
you
to
haven't got a nice
N17. Have a
watch
walk around. Tell me what you think of the area, mate.
That's unnecessary. It's a.
Is that chicken shop still there?
It's absolutely
Chicken Meridian N17.
Chicken.
It's
called a punch. You get
Can I
it?
just say,
Yeah,
good
get it.
luck to everyone left in Super 6. We have got 824 players left in the
Wow.
round right now.
That's a lot.
They are still fighting for this title.
Did I tell you, Buvey, that in our Super 6 League that is doing so well? By the way, thank you to everybody who has signed up for our Super 6 League. We are desperate for more of you to join, so please consider doing it. You can win an awful lot of money, and it is completely free. It will not cost you a penny. Our league is growing at a rapid rate. We actually got a K in a day, so please help us get there. Buvey, is that right?
I think that's a fantastic amount of people, 1,000 people in a day. We're trying to get to 10,000 lads. If you're new and you haven't already done it, download the Super 6 app and join our mini league, Club 23. It's beautiful.
At the moment, we're just shy of 8,000. So
Hang on, just shy of 8,000. Can we get there now? How shy?
72.
72. That sounds optimistic.
No, it's
But
not
you're not even
72
in yet.
Not yet.
You're
What a joke. Okay, so
man.
71.
71.
Can we get there now? Can there be a drive towards joining our Super 6 mini league? Download the Super 6 app. It's so easy to do. It won't cost you a penny. And then you go to mini leagues and join Club 23.
How much
Please do it right now. I'm going to hold my breath until we get to how many? 8K.
I mean, if you got 60.
If
60. I'm going to die.
if
65
Spurs smash Man United, are they out the title race already?
Refresh.
Huh?
If Spurs smash Man United, United out of the title race already?
Are Liverpool out of the title race?
No.
I'm asking that
deflect.
question
Don't
as
deflect.
part of my answer. Are Liverpool out of the title race?
No, your answer is your own
'cause
answer.
if we
No,
lost,
you can't
we'd be
ask
1
me a
point
question
behind
for your
Liverpool.
answer. Your answer is your answer.
Hang on,
we lost,
Buvey,
it's
though.
19th of
Hang on,
August,
Buvey,
it's 19th of
Buvey.
August.
I
You
think
lot
Adam's
normally
being
lose at
clever.
Spurs.
It's 19th of August. Yeah, we win the league.
I think Adam's being clever here with a question, but I think if you follow it through, your point could actually land. Are Liverpool out of the title race?
No. Of course not. Of course not.
So if we lost today, we'd be a point behind them.
I thought you were going to say
And
yes.
this is we'd have lost at a place that you lot usually lose.
Yeah, but I'm just asking you the question.
It's the second game of the season.
44 to go. Rory still holding his breath as well.
We're cooking on gas here. We're actually going to get to 8K before kickoff.
43 to
Why are
go.
they bringing
43 to go. 43.
I'm on
Get your
4
friends
points
to sign
so
in.
far.
Put it in your WhatsApp groups and that.
Yeah.
43 to go. This can be done on earth as it is in heaven.
United games are part of that. I'm going for a 2-1 Man United win. My theory here is we can't play as bad as we
But do you want to win the money from Super 6 or do you want to be realistic? I'm doing a 1-1 draw. Do you want to be realistic
Do you know
to
what's
win this
quite
money?
funny
lads?
about Adam there? Adam went, the thing is, I think that we're going to play really well today because I just don't think we can be as bad as we were last week. I want to talk to you about Frank Lampard's era as Chelsea manager, my friend.
Yeah, that was terrible. All I would say, Ads, if you haven't the perfect number 9 to destroy our system, And I'm worried about what Rashford will do because he'll get so many opportunities. If you can play off the shoulder, break.
He's just better off the left, isn't it? That's the problem. And
But in terms of this is fundamentally the basic thing of using pace here.
32 to go.
Oh, 32 people. There
Well,
must be
23.
32 people in here who have the Super 6 or will download Super 6 right now and join this mini league. I'd be dead, by the way. If I actually committed to what I said I'd do and hold my breath, I would be dead. So thank you
And there'll
very
be a lot
much.
of happy people out there.
Yeah. That entire ground. that entire ground goes into raptures.
Rory's dead.
Glory,
They've
glory.
put an announcement out. They've put an announcement out on the speaker.
Yeah, they're 5-0 down, and the fact the players don't know what's going on. The Park Lane's in raptures.
28 to go. So funny. 28 to go. Thank you to everyone that has joined the league. Top of our league at the moment is Oliver Pert and Aidan Fisher, who are joint top.
Do you know what, lads? It's never us, is it? It's literally in our
We've never been
entire
top.
life. None of us have ever.
I think I'm getting
You're
close.
nowhere near.
I'm getting
You're
close.
nowhere near.
I'm above you. Last week I finished above you. I'm getting close.
You're deflecting.
I
You had a
can
go
feel
at
it.
him
I
for
can feel
deflecting.
it. I can feel it
Feel
in my
nothing.
bones. I can feel it in my bones.
All right, Phil Collins.
Great song.
What do you think about Rory not renting his flat out to a Spurs fan?
I forgot about
My
that.
flat. Everybody
I
got annoyed
want
with me.
Flav's
My
opinion.
flat.
I rate it.
Would you rate your flat out to an Arsenal fan?
Absolutely not.
Fair
They're
play. No,
I'd spreading all their stench all over my
I'd back
flat.
you.
No, you're right.
Would you?
No, to a Man United or Bristol Rovers fan, not a chance. Not a chance.
Sorry, when you asked
Actually,
the
or
question.
Swindon or Southampton. Actually, I'm
What
thinking.
about QPR?
Oh, QPR. Yeah, I can't stand. Ian Holloway, you're not getting in my flat, mate. No way.
What can I ask? What's the subtext here? Or did this actually happen, Rory?
Yeah.
And you found out.
It went-
Go on.
Oh, should have had a
It
shot.
went mega viral on Twitter because he wouldn't rent a flat out to a
I think
Spurs
that's
fan.
absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think it is too.
People pretended to be outraged, but they weren't.
The first time I ever
Twitter's like that, isn't it? You know? Twitter's like that.
Twitter is very much like that. I'll tell you what, if Heung-min Son had actually had a shot there rather than trying to...
2 years ago, he scores that, doesn't he?
Oh, he's made a pig's ear of
No,
that.
he's
God.
trying to find Sarah on the edge of the box. Clearly. No issues.
But that was worrying there because Wan-Bissaka got caught.
Oh, that's a
foul. Go on.
That's a foul.
Go on. Let him know you're there.
Is it all white like that? Is that normal?
No, it's not normal, and I don't like it. Should have blue shorts.
No
You want a bit of blue, yeah?
homage to the blue anywhere on the kit.
But
No.
the away kit's nice this season.
We're always
The navy one.
What, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it, yeah.
I'm never bothered about kits.
No,
Ever.
I've just
couldn't give a
I
shit.
don't
Couldn't
really care
less
about
When
it.
is the
Is that
bad
an
one
age
you
thing?
are?
Is that an age thing? As you get older, you just you get
yeah.
another
I think,
kit.
When
another
age thing.
kit.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Fucking hell.
See the
Sad,
kit.
isn't it? It's sad, isn't it?
There is no blue on that kit whatsoever.
There should be a navy blue. That
Because
is
that's
our
Leeds,
kit.
isn't it?
The collar's blue, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I tell you, there is some heritage in that. When we play European football, it is all
All white.
white. So the fact there isn't none, they probably thought, oh, that's just
Is that an actual thing?
yeah.
You know what was weird the other day? City's,
Oh, mate, what are you
City's
doing?
shirts had different colour numbers and letters. I thought that looks weird.
Is it?
Do you know what else? Is funny?
Mason Mount
right.
blazing. Oh no,
Your,
it's Anthony
your-
blazing it
They've all
over.
got blonde hair.
I
Your
know, it's hard
logo.
to tell, isn't it?
Your logo. It's all like
Yeah, it's
Rainbow or
It's
something.
a
What's that all
homage
about?
to 1998.
It's a
when
90s
we
thing.
won in '98. You know when we won in Stockholm.
Is
When-
it something bad? Is what?
No, we won in we won. We,
Homage
when-
to Pogs.
You know when Gianfranco Zola scored the goal against Stuttgart
Oh yeah, I remember
in the
that
Resunda
vividly.
Stadium in Stuttgart 25 years ago. So
No.
it's
What to a goal?
no, to a trophy, to a trophy. These are these
Let's stop
trophies.
talking
are
about
these
it.
things that
I'm
you
hating
win
this conversation.
sometimes.
What-
So it's this. Occasionally, you play tournaments in football, and what happens is you win, and you get presented with a cup, and the cup is representative and lives forever
What, if
of
you're
the
like-
success and the moment.
If you're a
and then what
tryhard,
you do with
if you're a
that-
tryhard, if that's what you're saying, you take everything too
no,
seriously.
so what happens is, and then 25 years later, you remember that
What cup was it?
Cup Winners' Cup. That season we won. That season we won a lot of trophies. Gianluca Vialli management era.
That was,
That was a good era, wasn't it? That was a good era.
That was beautiful. It was the
Cool.
best late
What a
90s.
player, what a manager.
Autoglass, that kit.
Autoglass.
Autoglass, yeah.
Also glass.
Autoglass.
Really? The ones with the annoying TV ads.
What, Eddie
Was that
Newton?
when Stamford Bridge was
Eddie
getting
Newton?
work on it?
Eddie Newton would have been in that
that
team.
apart?
Jody,
They had the
Jody
ground
Morris
track.
in that team.
That-
No, it wasn't that.
Stamford
It
Bridge
wasn't
got
that
work
long.
on it.
But you did have a ground track around the
Yeah,
around the-
90s. No, well, 60s, 50s, whatever.
Ken
But-
Bates and all that.
Yeah, up until that would have gone a long time ago. But yeah, they used to do Thursday night greyhound racing.
What's the average age of the people that watch the club?
How do I know?
Jack should know that in the back room.
definitely-
25 to 34.
We can cut to the back room now.
25 to 34, I think.
Can't cut.
The answer is 20.
They
Off the
don't
top of my
cut.
head, I think I've just done the maths on it.
By the way,
20, I've
Flav,
just looked at all the date of births and compiled it and found the mean,
Or the median.
median, and it was 25 to 34. So 29.
Weights.
25 to 34. That is
Weights.
literally us around the table. Isn't that weird?
That is it.
41.
Played.
That is it.
Played Mason.
That's Mason. Has he been any good, Mount?
Nah, not so far. But
He was terrible against Wolves, wasn't he?
all the hard work and that, as you'd expect.
Is he
but
good?
his
your
quality
keeper?
hasn't been
Is
good.
your keeper good?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no
Thanks
idea.
for that insight.
Yeah,
We're
no,
glad
I
we
don't
had
know.
He's from Empoli, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been tipped in. He's been tipped in. Sorry,
How do you say it then? Empoli.
Empoli.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
You got it right second time.
We're live on YouTube, lads.
Empoli.
Empoli.
Where'd you get him? Empoli?
And I went, yeah.
Yeah, he's out of Empoli.
He was regarded as the second best goalkeeper in Italy last year.
Second best goalkeeper in Empoli. Do you know what I thought he was trying to say for a minute? Napoli. I thought he was trying to say. I was like, he didn't come from Napoli. right?
Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli.
Only Onana was rated higher than him. Statistically, did better.
Okay,
great.
Yeah.
But you know what?
not a high
Those
standard.
statistics
Always
can
can
be
be
misleading.
misleading.
Yeah, they
Statistics
can.
from like other leagues and that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's so,
Yeah,
and that can go for an hour.
you just take the ones
football's
that
just
suit
so
your
different.
agenda, isn't it? And then you just
Yeah.
move on. That's what I do anyway.
What, the stats?
Yeah, if it suit what I want to hear.
I don't do that.
I just take them.
If the fact says it about any, I'm completely true to whatever the fact is. I am.
Bollocks.
I am. It's the
That's-
best way to be. You've got to live in objectivity, lads.
Anthony, does he deserve to start still, or should he be?
I think he does a lot of what the
Oh,
manager
he's
wants off
mad.
the ball, but I don't think
What's that?
he's very good.
What, running?
You know the positions he holds when we haven't got the ball.
So you spent
Tracking
90 million
back
quid
up.
on someone who holds
No,
a position off
if
the
you
ball.
let me finish my point, I actually just said it. I don't actually think he's been that good, and I think he has to offer a lot more. He scored a few goals last season, which weren't bad.
What
Barcelona,
numbers?
innit?
What numbers were? Oh yeah,
He scored in
Barcelona's
big
good.
games as well, great goals, but he's got to do in terms of his aggression when he gets the ball and the space to
come
run
on,
into.
get
So
up.
this is the issue where we can you lose the
Go
ball.
on,
You've got to
Alejandro.
foul him there. man.
Alejandro.
He's the talent. He's the talent.
Alejandro.
He looks like a real footballer.
You
He didn't the
can't
other
let
day.
him pick
Had a
it up
bad
like
one.
that.
Yeah, go through him.
Why are they all blonde? What's that about?
Yeah,
They're all
what
part of
is
it.
it?
It's
so
a
ridiculous,
homage
isn't
to Romania in 1998, Dan Petrescu and them.
Oh no!
They're thinking about that, are they?
Yeah, that's what it's
Bruno?
for. They were a
By the
massive
way,
fan of
The club,
Florian
welcome to the
Radiceu.
club bingo. Dan Petrescu, we're back on the
Oh,
club
no.
bingo. That is that's fantastic to hear his name again. Shout out to Dan
That's not good at
Petrescu.
He's all right. He's just got a knock on the shin.
Petrescu,
On
what's
the
wrong with
shin?
you today?
I thought he might have jarred his knee. You know, like when the clash.
Oh,
their feet
What
clash
is
and
he? Is he prone to fall on the floor and
Nah.
complain a bit? No,
He he
This
don't
is
stay
Bruno-
down.
it looked like a shin.
What's this,
He
Bruno?
moans
crying?
on
Yeah, Bruno crying.
Is he crying again?
Hopefully, it's just a
He just
Have you got
it's just
your
a contact.
badge done?
impact.
Is that a 15 years since your last
I
trophy?
can't see what.
Your badge is slightly different. Is it 15 years since your last trophy, or like what are you? Because we're celebrating 25 years since we not last.
Do you know
trophy.
it could be 15 years since our last trophy?
Mm.
What's a
Jonathan,
15-year
when-
anniversary?
2008.
What's that
Oh,
seal?
We
Quick
got
maths,
it.
mate. Quick maths.
When did we win it?
Oh, wait. You
One day Ramos, was it?
Woodgate. No, it wasn't.
Johnny
it was,
Woodgate,
Yeah, it was Ramos, wasn't it? And then he said in the thing after, this will be the first of many. Sacked about 3
What's a
months later.
15-year anniversary, lads, in the
Good,
back room?
good.
We found out last week it was 8 was steel, wasn't it?
Yo, that's
15-year anniversary.
that's
It's good. They
a
both
foul,
got the
you
ball
know.
there. They both got the ball. I think it's just a coming together, isn't it?
Can't
So
call
you know
my
your
Very
name,
skinny
don't
legs.
call my
For
name.
professional
He
footballer,
doesn't
very
look like
skinny
he-
legs. I've got more
Does he
muscle
carry
than him.
himself
I
like
can
a-
squat more than
So
him.
soft, isn't he?
Does he
It's
carry
just-
himself like a captain?
Mate, he needs to. He needs
Do you
to
like
do
that?
his
Do you like
class,
it?
man.
I was about to
He
ask you
should
the same thing
stand on
about
the step.
Son.
I don't.
away.
Yeah, but
He's a little
Son's like
bitch.
what?
He's a little whiny.
I know you don't like him, but he's a nice guy.
But so is Bruno, I guess.
He's not nice.
He's whiny.
Yeah.
It's your crystal anniversary since you last won a trophy. Crystal.
Crystal, we get you some
Yeah.
glasses.
Okay.
Ching ching.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Thanks. Cheers. I didn't know that.
15 years since you.
Crystal.
Can you
Yeah.
think of the amount of clubs that have won silverware since you last won silverware?
Well,
Wigan.
I can. Should we do this? Should we play a game?
Worse than this.
Swansea City.
Birmingham,
Wigan,
City.
Portsmouth, Birmingham.
No, but one each.
You've ruined the game.
No.
mate. Come on, how do you think we
Classic
played a game?
All right, Wigan.
Can I?
We've done Wigan.
You can name the list of players that
That
have
won
won
silver.
trophies since leaving Spurs, and it's like about 40.
Played.
Oh yeah, because didn't
Everyone.
Alderweireld win something ridiculous? Didn't Alderweireld win like?
the Belgian
yeah.
league, And he scored a world class goal at the end.
Shit.
Did he really?
Yeah, he scored a world
Oh, I
class goal
saw it.
30
Yeah,
yards
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Final touch of the game.
Kapui.
Etienne
won.
Kapui.
Yeah, he won stuff.
He
Where
was
did
at
he go?
Watford, wasn't he?
No, listen, Nkudu.
Wow, what do you win?
I don't know, like a league
German
cup.
Cup.
Did Modric?
Yeah, Modric did alright, to be fair.
Berbatov? Yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
goes on. It goes on.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do an 11.
You could do 2-11.
I wonder if you could do like
the
an
whole,
actual.
You could do the whole Premier League. Every
What
club
about
in the league.
managers as well?
No, but I
Managers
wonder if
left.
there's like
managers,
a
everyone,
decent
every
team.
single one.
Definitely.
So
Even
you
like-
literally
Even
Modric.
Nuno won something in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah, he
didn't he?
did. That was really good. Yeah, it's good. We all loved that. We all had a good laugh at that.
Oh, floater.
Corner.
Surely the keeper didn't need to touch that.
Did he touch that?
Well,
Surely
that's
not.
ridiculous.
Did he?
I think
I
he did.
knew he's no good.
He didn't
I hate
really,
that
did
when
he?
keepers do.
You know.
Or you know when they
that
punch,
I'm
slap
no
it wide, and you're like, you could have
good.
caught that.
What are you doing?
About
You
10.
moron.
Yeah, he looks young.
He's
He doesn't look
he's
like
not
a
good.
Very ratty.
He
looks
don't
like
look like
an
a good
accountant.
keeper. He looks like an
26.
NPC character on FIFA.
He looks like
You know what I mean?
He looks like De Gea sort of levels, isn't it?
No.
Where's the hair?
The way he
hair
looks,
was
his
class.
frame.
Where's the hair going at?
Start. He's not got a contract.
How
at
did
the moment.
Kepa go to Real Madrid? Not
Mad, innit?
the hair.
They don't really have to play out from the back, really. They don't come under pressure too much for Real Madrid.
Did
do
you
they?
see him getting buried in training as well? Like every clip was just Kepa just conceding a goal.
Who Kepa or the hair?
Kepa.
Really? Yeah.
Well, the
Don't
hair ain't
surprise
got
me.
training. No one signed him.
Don't surprise
It is
me.
mental with
Exactly.
Chelsea. Where
It says a lot.
Mendy is now in Saudi Arabia, and Kepa is just he's.
Do you
playing
like
at
need
Real-
a
Mate,
keeper?
Kepa's at Real Madrid.
I know, but you just spent that's what 130 million £130 of goalkeeper. It
Yeah, I just
didn't
can't believe.
work.
Do you know? At one point he
Was
was
it
he was on about going to Bayern
Mendy
Munich
was
as well.
50 and Kepa was 70, right?
Thought Mendy was mint.
No,
Remember that?
yeah.
When he was class for
He
a
was
bit.
keeper of the
120
season, Champions League winning. He was unbelievable.
Could have been keeper of the because also he won internationally.
What
didn't
happened to it?
We're playing much better
Champions
football
League.
today, by the way.
He had just like a purple patch beyond any purple patch anyone has ever had in the history.
When a
of the game.
keeper goes, they go. I remember Joe Hart. He was fantastic for 3-4 years. He had that Euros. He had
He
the,
always had a rick in him.
Pep
no,
buried
not for
him,
not for
Pep-
City.
Pep
He had a
absolutely
couple of
buried
seasons.
him.
He was unbelievable for Mancini. He was.
Pep
and
buried
Pellegrini.
him though. As soon as Pep come in, he said, "You
Yeah, he
can't
said
play
he's no
football.
good.
You can't play."
But that was
football."
down to even Isom. Remember Isom? He was flapping about and all
Yeah.
that,
Didn't
shouting at ball
you
boys.
buy a keeper? Didn't you buy a keeper that didn't work? Who was that?
Bravo.
Bravo.
16 million quid. Then we
How
get
much?
Edison.
16?
And then 35 on Edison.
Edison, that's probably some of the best bit of business that's been done in the
It's
Premier League.
amazing, yeah.
Alisson looked a bit scratchy today, didn't he?
I mean, they
Big
get into
worry.
Liverpool. Like, there's a lot of cycles that they've got to
Obviously, they
complete.
won in the end. And
I know, yeah, but you got to look at, Van Dijk isn't going to be able to go on forever. Alisson's not going to be able to. They come to a point where they have to replace these players. I'm not sure how much trouble Liverpool.
Do you
are
think
in
they
this
might
season, but I
benefit
don't
though
think
of
they're finishing
having
in the top
like
four.
half a season off last season?
No, I don't
You
think
get what I
they
mean?
won't
The
benefit from
problems
that. No,
Feels like the problems are bigger.
I thought
He's gone in
Wan-Bissaka
at the
went-
top, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought he caught him there.
no. I don't necessarily think that. I don't know what's going on with Liverpool. Like I really don't.
It seems systematic.
When they
From the
went
top.
1-0 down, I thought this could be a real. Obviously, they won the game, fair enough. But when they went 1-0 down, I thought these guys are frail. The way they conceded as well.
Yeah,
I think Jurgen Klopp, outside shout, he might not be at the club by the end of the.
So I made this call
season.
this week. I said that by the end of the season, or at this time next year, Klopp will be gone and Xabi Alonso will be their manager.
What a shout!
That's what I can see.
That's a fantastic.
I think their
shout.
fans will sort of be on.
It's not the
Has he
Klopp-
done? Is he still doing well at Leverkusen though?
Well, he's only at the end of last season. He was the third in terms of points amassed since he took over in Germany, and then obviously
I think Liverpool will have they'll become like a Europa League team.
I
for
think
a
they're
bit
closer to
without-
Spurs than City and
I know they
Arsenal.
are at the moment, but without.
I
Klopp.
think Spurs had that good couple of years with Pochettino. Obviously, didn't win anything, but they were fantastic.
do you
So
think-
Liverpool,
Obviously, we've all done predictions prior to the season starting, but now.
Why didn't he go for the ball?
we're playing really well at the moment.
I don't think so.
You're right. You're not playing
That's
really well.
the
You've had
first
one
sniff of
opportunity
goal.
where you chipped it over the bar.
Yeah,
No,
that's
we-
the first sniff. Of
When
goal.
you
playing
look
really
at us
well.
on the ball, we're playing. Maybe Spurs are sitting off us a bit, but we're knocking the ball around them really well.
Well,
You lot ain't
Well-
watching the game. I am.
I'm watching the game.
I'm watching the game.
I've
loads,
watched
mate.
every-
I
That's
haven't
a
taken
really
my eyes
good
off it.
save.
We're all watching the game.
That's a really good
I
save.
thought you should have got down to
Yeah,
the
we
ball.
literally.
That's what Super Six are involved with. They want us to watch the game, lads.
That's kind of what we do.
This shout out to Super Six, Super Six lads.
we're
if
not
you're
doing
watching,
that.
I'm watching the game, lads.
Yeah.
but you
I
are
don't know
talk-
about you. I've got Scarface on.
What was that image on Twitter where everyone was watching the Australia game on the flight, and then one person was watching Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
I
on this
rate that.
plane.
Do you know what? I would rather watch Lord of the Rings. Honestly,
I would never watch Lord of the Rings if
Lord
you
of the
paid me
Rings is
loads of money.
No, Lord of the
No,
Rings.
you little weirdo.
You
What are you
gotta-
I don't
watching?
like Harry
Wizards and
Potter, but
Hobbits
Lord
and
of the
all
Rings
that?
is my thing. Yeah, Lord of the Rings
Weirdos.
is lovely, man.
mate.
Yeah, but you
Lord
need-
of the Rings. Hear that?
Lord of the
Lord of
Rings.
the Rings is lovely, man.
It's lovely, yeah, it's lovely. I like it. It's my little geeky thing.
Oh,
Isn't it?
mate.
Rory, give it a
You
go.
can do the
Just give it a go.
Tolkien
You never
walk
have
as
to go
well.
again. Just
I've
watch
read the
it.
book.
1,
Really?
2, 3.
Okay,
You have a it's escapism.
I
Hobbit's
can't watch
class.
that. Do you know the other thing?
You must love stuff that isn't real.
No.
It's fiction.
No. Do you know the other thing that I can't watch?
Sopranos
Do you-
was
do you
all he
know
watches
the-
police
do you know the other
interceptors.
thing? Do you know the other thing that I just can't?
That's all he watches.
Can't pay
The one at
attention.
Luton Airport. What was that one? The one at Luton Airport.
Yeah, no, that was
Daytime
class
TV.
telly, actually.
What was that? EasyJet or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that was good, that one.
Do you know
Yeah, I
the
love
other
that,
thing that I just can't really get my head around when people say
Have you
this?
had 3 shots on
You know
target
when
already?
people go like like when I meet an adult and maybe they've read it or they're currently reading it, if I see an adult with a book and they've got Harry Potter, it's just like, what's wrong with you?
Are you watching this, lads? I'm watching this. Good chance for Man United.
It's not really
Breaks
Here we
on
go.
that.
Here we
If
go.
they can
Go
get
on,
this
Spurs.
right, Madison
Come
through the
on.
middle there.
Are Spurs trying to play on the counter attack, or is it just
No, that's not our
No,
system
it's too
at all.
open.
But
You-
You don't have a system.
well, yeah, we do.
You bomb forward and you can concede a load of goals this season. Come
2-3-5
ninth.
in possession.
No, they're not playing badly.
Inverted fullbacks.
It's been all United so far.
The thing is, though, Manchester United's attack is a lot better than Tottenham's defence. So United are going to have chances. It's just whether they can weather them out.
That's a foul, isn't it? How is that not a foul?
God, that's a terrible pass into his feet. How's he meant to
blasted it out?
Go on, get it, Sark, get it.
Go on, Luke.
Oh,
Go on,
Luke,
go on,
sure.
Spurs.
Handball, I
Go on,
think it
Spurs.
It was handball, but this is a really good chance now. They've got to make this count. It's got to result in a shot on goal.
Go on.
Tottenham are in behind.
Played
them.
in Sandro.
Shit.
His form has fallen off a
Argentina.
cliff.
Both these sides are terrible, man. Honestly, they're awful.
He's played 14 minutes of football.
I can't stand Buvey, you know. You know, all you people that come up to me and tell me to chin him.
Yeah.
One day it might crack, you know.
So we could,
Have a few protein shakes
we
first.
could rush him
I
today.
suggest that. I suggest that. Have a
He
few
is quite
protein
big.
shakes. I brought one in. I've actually got one in the fridge if you want one.
Bigger they are, harder they fall.
He's
Don't worry
deceptively
about
big,
that.
Buvey. If no one's ever met Buvey in real life,
Thanks first.
No, I've got one in the fridge. It's got 2 bananas, spinach, and protein
Yeah, you've had
powder.
too many of them. That's why your thighs rub together.
Thunder thighs, mate. What can I say?
Yeah. Do you remember those shorts that they made you wear? They leave very little to the
They
imagination.
stuck me up front. Do you remember that? I was pressing up the front.
You're doing more than pressing up the front.
Then they had you
Jesus.
two at left back. Then they shoved me at left back.
what
You know.
for everybody else who doesn't know what you're talking about,
We
what
played football for Theo Baker. We went to Ibrox. And the kits were basically one size, which
Everyone
on me was big, and on Buvey, mate,
It was like that.
you know when it was like, I don't think that is the circumference of one of his thighs, and both of his thighs are in it.
that's amazing.
It was like the shorts were tattooed on him.
I know what you're talking about. I saw you.
Yeah, James was like that. He played for Scotland.
Yeah, I saw your
We
penalty.
scored our penalties,
He
didn't
scored
we?
a penalty.
I saw your penalty. Yeah.
Adam
Yeah.
couldn't score his 'cause he got sent off.
Did you, Ed?
Yeah,
That's
the
so-
first ref
I'm-
wouldn't let me take a penalty.
I'm not surprised. Having played football with you,
No, but I.
What happened, Dan?
Oh,
I
he
shouldn't
shouldn't
have
Tottenham
got-
in behind it.
Spurs are in. Second time now. Go on, make some
Got
of
beat
it.
him, no,
Play
Kulusevski.
Lisandro.
Twice. That's twice, Lisandro.
He makes
Martin.
nothing of it, though.
The thing is, Kulusevski, everybody tells me how good he is.
no,
He had one
I'll
good
tell
6
you,
weeks.
Injuries-
No, it was
injuries
longer than
damaged
6 weeks.
him,
It was from January
7 weeks.
to May. He had a really good. Then he helped us get into the Champions League. But last season he was been poor.
He's not good,
12
is
weeks.
he?
was
He's
injured
not
a lot,
good.
though, isn't
He's
he?
just he has been injured.
But he seems to be one. You know, certain players they can
You're
play.
very harsh on
No,
the show.
so
Like
He's just had 2 there. What should he have done there? He
should have done better
nothing
both.
there.
But, like I think you can lose the first one, but then it's got to be the one where you then find your rhythm. And
What's his game to cut in? Is he trying to cut in there both times?
I think
or
what
is
he's
he trying to whip
to
it on
do.
his
I
right?
think what he was trying
I'm
to
trying
do
to
is
What
dummy.
What they will predict is show him on his left because he doesn't have a right, and so he's trying to double bluff them essentially.
Right.
Martinez is too good.
The other thing with Kulusevski is I feel like a lot of people, you know, certain players they have a reputation, and the definition of that player doesn't change. So Kulusevski's a great player, good player.
Yeah,
good.
it won't change.
Adam, you know, the other day we were talking on the show, and Adam went to me. You look at Tottenham's front line, and he went Richarlison, Kulusevski, Son. I was like, okay, crap.
Yeah, but that's reductive.
I think you're closer to being wrong than me.
No, I'm not.
No,
close.
he's not.
Yeah, you are.
Son's decent. Of course.
Son's decent, but he had a terrible
But we're
season. When he
judging,
scored four goals-
we're judging them.
Four
This is
goals.
like what
Romero's
everyone
crap.
did with Rashford, though.
Romero's crap as
After
well.
Rashford had that season with Rangnick and all that, everyone was like, "Oh, Rashford's crap. He's finished. Man United need to sell him and all that." And he's like, "Hold on.
But you were trying to tell me.
Three of the last
but
4
Rashford's
seasons,
different
he
'cause
scored over
United
20
fans were
goals."
saying he was
No,
predicted
Same with
talent.
Son. Most of the time,
But
Son
Ad,
is
you
better
were
than
trying to say that the 4 that you pointed out, Maddison, Kulusevski, Son, and Richarlison, you're like, you know, they're going to be better off without
Could be a-
Kane.
If that front four is no, I didn't say better off. Said they could make a front four out of that. That's dangerous front four. If you forget about Kane,
But
and let's
dangerous in
forget-
what context? Top half finish.
Let's say
Well,
that-
Son
that-
scored 4
let's say that
goals
front
last season.
four-
Richarlison scored 1. Kulusevski, I haven't seen him have a good game
He scored
for
3
about
last
a decade.
season, didn't he?
Yeah, and Richarlison, I think we all are kind of of
Madison's
the
the
opinion.
one.
Madison's a good player, yeah.
Madison's
On
son.
paper,
Madison's a good
that's-
player.
But you got
Champions League
Richarlison. He's a
front four.
Watford
That's
player.
not
He's a
the
Watford
Champions
player.
League front four. If it was,
that
it would be
front
in the
four
Champions
can get
League.
you in the top 4.
No,
Ahead
nowhere
of who?
near.
It's worse than Newcastle's. It's worse than Arsenal's. Worse than Liverpool's. Worse than Man United.
Son's,
Worse than
Son's-
City.
Son's a 20 goal
It's worse
He's
than
not. He
Newcastle.
scored 4 goals. He scored 4 goals last season.
Though,
Yeah, but why does last season not count and your season does count?
Because Conte
It's like when Rashford scored 5.
I'm saying last season. You're like, no, not that season. The ones before. Well,
everyone
what?
at Spurs
they're mitigating stars
So we
last season.
disregard the most recent one and
Yeah,
focus on the
because
one he did 4 years
Conte
ago.
was a terrorist. That's why. He absolutely.
Conte wasn't there.
One of the best
Last
managers of all
season.
time.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, he was.
had his mate, Stellini.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah. The whole of last season. I want to
Stellini
forget
was there.
completely.
Same manager, but worse. They kept the same manager, the same
but
tactics.
without the
Connected
sort
to
of
Conte,
brilliant-
literally his best mate. Probably his best man at his wedding.
So you know how confused you was? Imagine what we were, how confused we were.
I like the Ryan Mason era. That's always my favourite Tottenham era.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking forward to that this year.
Yeah.
The way you lost the League Cup final to City with Ryan Mason the first time,
Yeah.
he was so out of his depth.
Well,
he was
was
happy
it-
to be
this
there.
is his
He just
first
put
ever
11
game. It was his first ever game as a manager.
against Pep Guardiola
Of course, he was
Wembley.
out of his
Yeah.
depth.
That's the point. You shouldn't have been in that position.
But
Well,
also,
no,
do
well,
you
it's not
know what-
Spurs.
do you know
Daniel
what-
Levy- Daniel
do you
Levy's
know what I
fault.
was surprised by? You know if you ever find yourself in like a really generous situation, like you're out of your depth and you're really lucky to be there.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Like,
Balls out.
I'm never going to get this opportunity again. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go for their jugular.
Wait,
Instead of that, he's like 11 men behind the ball, hope for the best, take it to penalties.
So you turn up Wembley wearing 2 suits. That's how much.
Yeah,
you're
you
into
change at half time. You do a Rihanna.
it. Yeah.
You do a Rihanna. You have a change. You have an outfit change.
Got a Trilbury in.
Yeah. Come out with one of them canes.
Definitely, 100%.
Did you
No.
go to the Rihanna thing or Beyonce at the Spurs Stadium?
No, I missed it, unfortunately.
Right,
Well,
wonder.
did you?
No.
Elliot
No,
did.
Elliot did.
Elliot loves Beyonce.
What
Elliot
was
was
it
there
like?
every night, the little
Elliot
sad
like this,
queuing up
in
to
a
get at the
selfie.
front.
Oh, no.
Wow.
By the way, how do you feel about Elliot turning up in a Bayern Munich shirt today?
Yeah, I did notice. I thought it was
Cocked
like a
Elliot.
direct insult. Like, even the first time, Elliot's completely mugged me off in front of loads
It's a
of
nice
people.
shirt, to be fair.
So, you remember that?
The goal.
Yeah, the
And
goal.
you were the goalie.
Yeah, I was just trying to do a nice
was
thing.
hard.
Never again.
You were in goal and you started taking it really competitively. Elliot!
What event was that, Rory? What event was that?
I don't think I took it really seriously. I just thought I was trying to help him, and he mugged me off. But the Bayern Munich shirt was the last thing I wanted to see, really.
Has it got Kane on
What
the
was
back?
that?
That'd be the
What
best.
was that?
Kane on the back.
Kane on the
Oh, that'd be
What
brilliant.
was that?
So soft there.
That little touch.
Scared to get hurt.
Who was it?
Anthony, I think.
Anthony, yeah.
He was scared to get
He's no
hurt,
good,
so
bro.
he
I'm not
tried.
trying to wind you up.
Great
He's no
pass
good.
from
No,
Onana.
I said I don't think he's
What
that.
a
no good.
fantastic
Look at
pass.
this
He's got
now.
an
This is
assist.
quality.
here.
That's terrible, man.
What a
Both these
ball that
sides
was
are
on
dross.
That was a fantastic pass, Onana there. Gosh, that was sensational.
Yeah, that was- look at this ball.
amazing.
I think
What's this?
I think
Wow,
the man
look
at
at
the
this.
front, is it Madison pushing?
He's-
He needs
he's
to put Onana under way more pressure.
That takes you 10 yards up the pitch, just like City.
what a ball that was.
Although,
Good
where's the
passer.
fullback, mate?
Should have passed to
Well,
Rashford.
they would have been inverted at that point.
Give it to
Yeah,
feet
well,
there.
get outverted
Slow to
quickly.
Rashford's
Just keep
feet.
running with it. Keep running with it.
If you gave it slow to Rashford's feet,
Yeah.
Rashford can have a touch out his feet and shoot.
Go on, there we go.
Yeah, well, how's that Pedro Porro? Do you rate him? He's not popular.
Yeah, he is okay at the end of last season.
Last season was good. He's a right. Oh my god.
Ref!
They look like he studied him then.
Son of a bitch.
Ten Hag, is he a myth?
Nah.
Are you having him completely yet? Would you rather Pochettino though?
In Ten Hag,
I'd rather have Poch,
I like Poch as well. I'm not going to change my opinion on Poch. I thought he was amazing, but
Would you
I love
prefer
Ten
though? You wouldn't swap.
nah, I'm happy now.
The way Ten Hag came out and talked about that, the non-penalty was an
Yeah, it was
absolute
pathetic.
disgrace
Yeah,
to
yeah,
football.
yeah.
Now, but you know why he
Absolute
did that?
disgrace.
Because last season we had one identical and we never got given.
But
and if
you
you've
won
seen,
the game. That's
there
why
was a
it
lot
wasn't
of
highlighted.
Adam,
there was a lot of decisions last season that were identical
an
to
eye
that,
for
and
an
they
eye,
weren't
an
given.
eye for an eye makes the world go blind, as Gandhi said. And if Ten Hag's holding it, ultimately
God,
we're for a football game.
No, but also, Man
terrible.
United.
I thought it was
the reason,
terrible.
the reason why
But the
the
decision's
reason why the
consistent.
one last year wasn't flagged to be such an issue is because Man United won the game. If it had cost you
exactly,
points,
exactly.
if it had cost you points, did he just Rabona that?
He did.
Rabona it.
That was disgusting.
It's an unnecessary Rabona.
That was
Very
it was
unnecessary.
completely
No, that was
necessary.
good.
What a
That was
ball!
good.
No, it was good, but it's an unnecessary.
Who was it?
Rabona.
It's
Not
Fernandes.
unnecessary. He's stuck
It
on
came
his
behind him. It was necessary, I think.
head.
But the finish, that's why he's not a number 9.
He's got to score.
Oh lord!
Offside anyway, I think.
No,
I don't think
it
would
was
have been given as
onside.
He's
Yeah,
got to
no,
get
got
that
to
below the
score.
bar.
I can't believe he didn't score.
That
Was he
ball
on
was
target?
unreal.
Too early,
That ball was
Yeah, that ball
unreal.
was unbelievable. Yeah.
He's gone up.
this
too
isn't
early.
going
Never a
well
number
for
9.
Spurs.
Mourinho called it years ago. He's never a number 9.
But everyone, he's always been a
But
left
he calls
forward.
it himself
Yeah.
as well. Like Rashford calls it himself. He's
Rashford
not.
says
Yeah,
he wants
I'm
to play
just
left
saying.
forward.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
No,
he was in a number 9 position there.
Mm.
That's because he's playing there now.
That's the system,
Yeah, yeah.
though, isn't it?
Because we
Yeah.
have no choice.
How long until that Hoyland's about?
Apparently, we're trying to get him ready for the Arsenal game, so I imagine he'll be on the bench in like a week or two.
Mm.
A lot of money.
Yes, indeed. Rashford needs to
Played, lads. We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
all right here, you know.
You are
I don't
dominant.
think Spurs are playing very well, but If we don't score in this half, I'll be very disappointed.
Oh, it's a great pass.
Score.
Oh, he's got to be clever there.
That's our ball.
Is it the ref?
Sure, the ref's supposed to stop it there. He's kind of played on.
No, he can't stop. I think you do play on off the ref, don't you? Can't
last
give a
season
free,
I saw it.
can't give a free kick there.
Oh, that is a pass.
Plays it back.
Yeah, he needs to fucking run it.
Not
yeah,
direct enough.
when you're
Look at that
poor.
pass. You see what he tried.
didn't
Then. He
think
saw
he-
Bruno
who is
run,
it?
didn't he?
Casemiro, that was.
Go on, Sonny. Go.
Played
Bit
Rafa.
ropey.
Oh,
Played
Still got
Rafa.
4 years
So
left.
slow.
Casemiro.
too easy.
Ref!
Son, that's so good.
He let go just in
Go on,
time.
hit the ball. Ping
Hit the ball. Hit the ball.
That's dangerous, Mount.
It's in. Oh. Good move from Tottenham, that. Very good move.
Rafa did well in the end, but he did get beat
Quite a
too
tame
easy.
shot.
Yeah.
I can't believe how slow. I know Son's rapid, but Varane's got really done there.
That's
God.
yellow. That's yellow. Yeah, bring it back.
Nah, he
Right.
didn't hold on long enough for it to be a foul.
Well, any kind of holding impeding.
I think that shot is so tame. He had a lot of time there to really whip that.
He's got a track record of burying it from that angle as well.
Track record.
When?
What's your track record?
About
When's
6
the
or
last
What's your
7.
track record?
When's the last time he did that?
It's
then?
about 6 or 7 in his
Your
career as a track
definition of
record.
2 years ago.
6 or 7 in his career.
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's
for
his
6
track
weeks.
record.
Track
Yeah.
record doing that.
God, their track record.
Yeah. Well, what is a track record? How many times do you have to score identical goals for it not to be a track
can
record?
you
Track
remember
record's
one?
multiple
Name one.
seasons.
Name one.
Come from racing and stuff.
There was that goal last against Norwich.
Norwich. Yeah.
Norwich.
When we beat them 5-1
Yeah,
season 4
Norwich.
last.
Well, Brian Gunning goal.
Yeah, he did it for Juve as well. Track record, mate. So get in there.
Norwich City.
Break him. Break
Played
him.
Aaron.
That's well played.
Oh, it's
Played
good
Aaron.
Oh,
Sent him to the
grim.
shot.
That's grim.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
That's better. Now let's see some quality.
Terrible, bro. It's handball, isn't it?
Handball.
It's handball.
Handball.
It's
Right,
got to be
handball.
handball.
How can that be a
Handball.
handball?
It's obvious handball.
Handball.
It's deflected it off. It's deflected it away from goal.
Handball.
It's got to be a penalty.
It's handball.
His haircut. What is it
That's
playing
awful.
at?
Why has everyone got
They
this?
got the
dye?
worst barnets in
Why is he
football.
dyeing his hair? What is-
That's handball.
It's handball.
His handballs. His hands here. What the hell?
1-0 Man
Yeah.
United.
It is going to be a handball.
It's handball.
It'll be a penalty.
It's impossible for him not. Oh,
That's
was he coming?
handball.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it gets given.
Are they even looking at it? Are
It's
they looking at it?
clearly a penalty.
have to look at
It's clearly a penalty.
That's not going to get given.
Bruno Fernandes looks
It will.
furious.
His hand
which-
was up.
Bruno's such a little
Are they looking at it?
rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking at it. It's a penalty.
Because he's
But
which arm?
Why
Is
is
his
it,
left or right?
Right. You can't have your arm.
Why
up
can't
like
the ref call that?
His
first
left
time?
one's much more.
It's about
unnatural.
possession, isn't it? It's about position of that arm, and it's.
Why can't
It's
you?
in a
it
very
prevents-
unnatural. It's preventing the like.
It's not. No, it isn't natural.
Look where
It's
the ref is.
natural.
Why-
It's
why can you
unnatural
not
if you're
see
a
that?
defender in
I
the
don't
box
get
to
it.
be like that?
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that's what they'd be looking at. I
I
think.
don't
But
know you.
defenders now they defend with their hands behind their back, don't they? They put
You know
put
what
their
it is?
arms
His
into the
hand
silhouette of
goes
their
like-
body.
It's a corner. I told you it won't be
It's
given.
For
ridiculous.
what reason?
Why-
Why
that's a
that's a
disgrace.
penalty.
Why would that
Disgrace.
not be given? Do you think?
It would not be given because I think they would be suggesting that
That's a
the
disgrace.
answer to why it isn't given, I believe, will be that it was
We never had
so
one against
close.
Spurs, Wolves.
Payback for an honor.
His arms like that.
No, nothing to do with Wolves. It would be that it
Sounds like
was.
It's a natural position for him
It's
to be
not,
in.
is it?
But if it can't, even if it's unnatural, if it's stopping the ball from going in the net,
No,
then
exactly.
surely
Stopped a shot on target. Yeah,
I think we got away with one there, boys.
it's ridiculous.
And he couldn't call it first time. He had to use VAR.
Well-
Why couldn't he call that first time?
Although, what are they launching? Oh, it will be the thing, isn't it? The,
Tifo.
Absolute
These are
fair.
dangerous
Look,
things, aren't they?
They're throwing the cheese boards at Luke Shaw.
it's not. It's
Burger
it's
rappers.
the welcome to N17
Spurs fans
rappers.
are the least threatening fans, really.
No,
That's not
Yeah,
true.
them and
threatening.
Bournemouth fans.
I'm not going to claim. I don't know
They're
how
the-
I
they're the
benefit
Fulham
from this
fans.
conversation.
Yeah. You'd get run at Fulham though.
Me? What about you? You're half my height.
What about you, mate? What about you?
I'm not. Look, I don't care about
you
United.
get run.
How
you
is
get
that
run
not a
down
penalty?
Putney High Road.
Let's talk about football.
You'd be
let's,
being
not talk about,
charged.
let's not talk
You'd
about
be being
violence.
charged
Let's not
down
talk
the
about
river.
violence. We're here to talk about football. How is that not a penalty?
Yeah, it is a
crazy.
penalty. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Surely
It's
the
either a
re-
few years
the
ago it wouldn't have
referee's
been,
not-
but then suddenly it is. Remember they used to have all those.
That is clearly a penalty. I don't care what the definition is. I don't care.
change the
Like
rules
it's
all the time, so
obviously
you
a
don't know.
penalty. Yeah. No, but I don't need to know because their rules. I don't respect the legitimacy of their rules.
Fair enough.
I've played the game and been a fan of the game for long enough to know that is an obvious penalty.
Yeah, but the referee thinks it isn't.
Yeah, but
Hey,
he
Bruno.
doesn't know
That's
the
a
game as
foul
well
on
as I
Bruno.
do.
Well, that's true.
He doesn't.
No, I agree with you.
I think you're not, but he doesn't. If he thinks that isn't a penalty, then I'm afraid he doesn't know.
As referees, they know a bit more about than you.
No, that's not
I actually
true.
don't think they do.
No,
I think they know less about football than us four here.
Do you know what you're suffering from there? You're suffering from that syndrome that people sometimes think because somebody is in an elevated position that they know more. He's mayor of London. He knows more. He must be clever. He's a prime minister. He must know more than me. He's a referee. He must know more than me. Sod him. He doesn't know.
I'm putting the 10,000 hours that he's put into refereeing.
Well, it clearly doesn't know because that is a ludicrous decision.
I'd love to know what the actual reasoning was.
I think the only logic can be that it came at him too fast. It has to be an accidental handball and therefore not worthy of a penalty. But it has effectively stopped the ball being a shot on target. It has deflected the ball away from being on the trajectory of going in the net to the trajectory of being a corner. How can it not be rewarded with a penalty?
You know the season Man United played PSG and Rashford got that penalty last minute?
Yeah.
That's when all the rules started changing. Any handball in the box is a penalty.
Go on a doggy.
So why is that not a penalty?
No, but it's obviously reverted from that.
Yeah, but why is it reverted?
That wasn't a penalty.
Oh, what a pass!
Oh!
What a save! That's a foul, is it?
No.
I think that was.
I think that was a penalty. But the reason why I think it wasn't given.
What a brilliant game of football!
His hand was quite
Look at this from Maddison.
low.
It's just class.
Look at this breakaway.
We're not even supposed to be playing this style of football.
Is that Mount chasing because it's very lacklustre? Mount number 7.
He's a hard worker.
Well, he was.
Oh, what balled out?
God, he's such a passenger. Mount, look. Eventually gets the.
You know, he got a penalty away as well.
God, Mount ran 70 yards, which I suppose is commendable, but he spectated for 70 yards.
I wouldn't be surprised there if his man just didn't commit into the box, so he was always
just waiting for his man.
Waiting for
Trouble is that kind of passive defending and being I'm all right, Jack. My man's not scored. You'll concede a goal. Good game, this really good. Open. You're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of this season.
Look, people have been talking about it might take 6 months for him to get us playing exactly how he wants us to play. It is high risk, and we're going to have to learn that.
And you're going to lose games and concede
goals. Of course,
goals.
yeah. It's going to have something you have to accept, and a part of the process to getting that kind of brand of football that we've been desiring for years is going to come with it risk. And we have to accept that great teams or really good teams like Manchester United who can play football properly.
Yeah, they can get in behind you.
Yeah, we're gonna concede chances. And that's not even
shots. That's terrible, Adam. Look at that. You've had 11 shots, 3 on target. That's
the 22 touches.
All I think now, I know it's going back over old ground, but you just think Harry Kane, not Højlund, and that's not 11-3, is it?
Playing, so
no, but what I'm saying is, if you sign Harry Kane and not Højlund, Harry Kane is playing.
Like to me,
Harry Kane was never happening though, because Spurs were never going to start.
I know, but you know, it could have happened. I'm sure over the years.
Why couldn't Osimhen happen, for example, or someone else?
I don't mind.
A young kid,
I don't mind us going
kid.
62 plus add-ons on Rasmus, then going 140 on Osimhen. I don't have a problem with that. That was a great pass by Rasmus.
Do you know what? Tottenham is very resilient, committed defending. I know it's a little bit wayward here. He's crap.
He's crap. God,
do you know what? You know how you know he's crap? Because I don't want Manchester United to ever do well, and even I was frustrated. I'm just like, honestly, I want him to get like. Even I'm frustrated. How much was he? 80.
When we do these videos, you think it's biased, mate. If he's crap, he's crap. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's floated a ball from 25 yards out when you've got all the pressure on Spurs.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's so poor to do that, to just relieve. You've done exactly what the Tottenham manager wants you to do. Hasn't it? You've done exactly the Tottenham manager's dream.
Shoot from 20. Let him shoot from there, sort of thing.
Yeah, and especially him because he's going to pit it into the
rosette.
Oh, fuck off, son, you little prick!
What did he? It wasn't his fault.
That's
he stood right in front of him.
That's a yellow.
I don't know what that.
Knobhead.
Come on, it's all right. It's
a little.
Didn't really do anything wrong. You must be worried about like all the money that Chelsea are spending and it coming back in to get them, right?
Back to get.
Yeah, I think there's an element. I think that's. I mean, you said it in a loaded, provocative way, but you're correct.
I'm just asking you a question.
No, you're not. But I've known you for a very long time, mate. But no, you are on something.
Yeah, £75 million a season committed to future transfers.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
And we were adopting that policy, which saw Juve and lots of Italian clubs actually. You know, where you kind of the sales you put in this year's finances and
on the spreadsheet.
Yeah, the sales. So you make the money applicable to today. The sales you make it applicable to today, but the spend you make it applicable to tomorrow.
Yeah, completely. I understand. And it's fundamentally you have a massively deep squad full of talented, sellable assets, right? And they're going to bank on that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and I know it's a problem. I think ultimately down the road it could be an issue. But do you know what I think they're doing? I think they're kind of factoring in the fine into the spending, into the...
Well, the FFP?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't, first the fine, then it's points. So you can't run it at that kind of game.
I don't think it will be points because we're not going to go...
Suspension of European competition.
I think we'll end up with a massive fine, but I think that what they're doing is they're pricing in the fine into their expenditure.
I think you end up in administration.
Also, people will be emboldened by the fact that nothing's happened to City. Like, they'll just go, all right, we'll challenge it and we'll take it.
I think City
we'll just firms it. We'll take the 10, 20 million pounds.
It's hard. I mean, Man United were fined this summer, weren't they, for financial fair play?
Well, that if you had a clue about any of that, it was to do with COVID or everything changing.
But it's related to finances.
Income. No, but it wasn't as devious as yours, where you're kind of changing dodgy deals coming in.
I think you're allowed.
Kind of
you know, because of the lack.
It was because of COVID.
Well, I think a lot of clubs, and maybe this is what Manchester United did. I don't know enough about it, but I think a lot of clubs, and Chelsea are making use of this as well, were given. You know when you couldn't have full stadiums. Yeah. There's a grace period. There's a freedom because ultimately clubs couldn't maximise their earnings during that period.
Yeah.
So Chelsea will certainly be making use of that. We are kicking the can down the road, making the sales count for today's finances.
Yes,
but not the amount of money that we spend. We're putting that on next year.
And you're looking at your squad and thinking, actually, players that don't work out, you can sell on. You can raise 50 million, 60 million every summer.
And that amortization, which is where you basically
spread it over the length of the contract.
Because the fee isn't the issue; it's the wages. But you put them on such a. So if you start, do you know how that ends up working out?
Roughly,
you end up. So say you put a player on. Say you sign a player and he gets £10 million a year.
Yeah.
And you give him a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
That's
3.3.
Yeah. Whereas if you spread it, if you give an 8-year contract, it's the same amount of money but spread.
Yeah, of course.
So,
but
it's got to be.
Oh my lord!
Would he have been offside?
Was he onside?
He must have been offside. He must have been offside. Bruno Fernandes' reaction suggests that he wasn't offside. Look.
It was a great ball over.
Rashford was off. Bruno wasn't.
Good run.
No, he was on.
He's on.
What's he done there?
Oh my gosh!
Hit the wrong. He's gone like that, and it's hit
he could have taken it on his chest.
Look. Struggling here, boys.
My days. Wow. We should have scored by now.
Should have had 2 at least.
It's going to come back to bite us.
Those two
so
headers.
Open at the back.
Those 2 headers.
Yeah.
You know the Rashford one from the Bruno Fernandes Rabona, and then that one.
That's where you're
wasteful.
That's where you're looking across, going, please show the flag up.
I think the first one might have been pulled off. But that one he was on by about.
He's on by 2 yards. Yeah.
I'm not 100% on the new rules with offside, but I don't think Rashford's would have been off.
No,
I don't think he would.
So.
I don't think he would. But that one, there's not even a check, is there? That one, he was just clearly onside.
Oh, that's a
great pass from Kulusevski there. It's such a good game, gosh. Oh, you pillock. He hasn't aimed at anyone.
The quality in the final is so poor.
Richarlison dropping for no reason is weird.
The quality is so poor. Madison's been fantastic.
Yeah, really.
When he finds a space, his first time whips it around. Really Madison.
Do you know what you can see in him, which is such a brilliant quality and allows him to do so much. And it's so rare, weirdly so rare. Like, look at this chance, right? Left foot. You need to play it with your left, so he does. You know, a lot of players in that situation, they won't play it just with whatever foot you have to play it with.
That's
such a valuable quality.
Richarlison.
Yeah, Richarlison just needs to get out there. I don't think it's even
his first thought is to get a foul off the United.
Rather than score a goal.
He's going up against Argentinian centre back. Like, bruv, you used to are not going to get on. You need to show a bit more than just dropping on the floor like that.
I think Buvey's correct though. I think his first thought is
foul,
win the penalty rather than score the goal.
100%.
Which is a terrible.
You see it more and more in modern football, unfortunately.
No, but you know, in his situation there, like I think your first. This is dangerous.
No, this is how Postecoglou wants us to play.
Very good stuff from Basuma there.
I rate it, by the way. I don't. I know I was slagging. You thought I was slagging on Postecoglou. I rate that he's at least giving you a bit of spirit.
It's going to take time. Like I said, it is risky what that is, and you don't. Not. It's not like we've got City's defence or Arsenal's defence.
Yellow just immediately. It was a foul.
Thing is, he can't.
He got the ball.
Yeah, it's not even a foul.
But you can't take a shortcut through the man.
I don't
think
he's got the ball.
Can I read you all a tweet, guys, from the world of Twitter? Gary Lineker said about Bruno's Rabona. He said, that Rabona from Bruno was so good, it gave me a boner, which is quite something at my age.
Has he let Wayne Lineker take over his account or something? What's going on?
It's a bit of banter. You don't
He's
like
nice.
that. You don't like that sort of thing, do you?
It's something that Uncle Knobhead puts in the family WhatsApp group. It's not something Gary Lineker tweets.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Is it?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, he does.
Like, he gets annoyed when people say "shat on" to him,
Yeah,
and he's tweeting tap-ins like that.
yeah. Boner and Rabona. It's
Yeah,
always
it's
the
like-
same
Too
word.
easy as well. Yeah. It's too easy.
It reminds me of something Sam Matterface would have found funny.
Pathetic. I did laugh though. That's worrying, isn't it?
That makes I think you're pathetic.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll try. Let's be less.
Fernandes been booked here?
Is he?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Is this live?
Is this the game?
Is this replaying?
Yeah, no, this is a game.
All right.
We are. Up
So that was a
Bruno
replay of
Fernandes,
Bruno
yeah,
getting booked.
I think he was booked for dissent. Brilliant game. Tottenham, I think, should be really happy because they're doing okay and they're not losing, which, considering, it's got to be.
Oh!
Would have hit the bar. Who hit that?
Romero.
Porro.
Played Martinez. Jesus. His cross, Pedro Porro's hit the bar. Then he's got a cross into the box, which deflected of Luke Shaw and hit the post.
Oh, my Lord.
Martinez, it came to him. It could have gone anywhere off him. He took a great touch and got it away. But Spurs having a chance
What
now.
I was just saying.
And this
Tottenham
is what I
got
was
to be
worried
really
about.
happy with this. Tottenham have got to be really happy because Manchester United should be 2-0 up and they're not. So Tottenham are at home. They're going to have their moment. They're going to have chances like this. It's working. That's a lovely.
Go on, Porro.
reverse
Go on,
pass.
go on.
Oh, he's rapid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's quick.
Oh, he's rapid. Very nice
He
stuff.
scored
from
3 goals.
Tottenham.
He scored against Man United last year. He scored like he's got great technique.
Oh, it's a wonderful hit. Onana well beaten. Gosh. And then it's back in. Oh, it could go anywhere. Look at that.
Oh, we've hit the post twice, Buvey.
Post twice, Booth. just walk. Don't even bother ducking.
Yeah, why did you even duck?
No point in ducking. Unless you're going to duck
Cover less of the
properly.
camera. Duh.
You didn't cover less of the camera. You covered more of it.
Did I?
think, Yeah.
It's your massive ass.
yeah.
Big thighs, lads. It's called leg day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but since you've been gone, Tottenham hit the bar twice.
Fair play.
Seriously.
Congrats.
This is why people hate you, Buvey.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
can't just celebrate something like
Yeah, so I've got to turn it off a little bit. I know it's stressful.
Oh, good defending. So, mate, you've got to be
Has
happy
been a
with
good
this,
game.
Flav, really.
Look, I mean, this is what we hoped we'd see. I hope that we'd have a little bit more possession and try and control the game a little bit more. But like Man United have been a much better side and not allowed us to do it at all. But yeah. I mean, the fact that it's 0-0 and we've had chances, I think why not?
James Maddison goes where he wants, doesn't he? Look, very deep there. And at sometimes he's the most attacking of your
We're happy
players.
for him to
Yeah,
be
he's
there,
got to
though,
be
I think.
super fluid. But he's essentially we have like a number 6 with 2 8s, that turn into 10s when we're on our attack.
Oh, mate, shut up.
Sorry, there's
6. it
actual
turns to
information
8,
about
and
the
it turns
football.
into a 10.
All right, sorry. Let's talk
You
about.
listen to yourself,
Let's
mate.
talk
Midfielder.
Let's talk about something else. Different types of midfielders, though, aren't there?
Get a grip.
How has he made such a career of talking about
Get
football?
a grip. Mate,
Someone
It's all
tell me.
vibes. It's all vibes, isn't it?
mate, how can you possibly sit there?
Because Basuma does a different role to Maddison.
Yeah,
you know this.
say that.
So
then.
you're just
Say
being
that.
facetious.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, he's a 6, and then he turns into an 8, and then suddenly we've got 2 10s.
Sometimes we do have 2 10s on attack.
Harold
Sorry,
Waterman.
that's like.
I'm with you, Flav. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's just Rory.
Oh, get the ball in the goal. Get the ball in the goal. Go on. That's what Rory like goals, isn't it? You get goals.
Yeah.
Go on.
Richarlison's rubbish, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
say
he
that.
is
Don't
actually.
say that because you're going to take
Last week he had those 2 chances,
Yeah.
and they were so poor the way he took them. So poor.
Yeah, do you think Kane would have taken him?
He would have hit the first one on near post, and he
Yeah.
tried to hit it far post. He's got no natural instinct for scoring big goals.
He's not that kind of striker though, is he? He's
But
not.
what-
he's not.
what-
I don't know what kind of
he's-
striker he is. That's hard to identify, isn't
What
it?
do you know? What I don't understand about him? During the World Cup, he scored some glorious
He
goals.
scored one really cool goal.
The 2 best goals of the World Cup were arguably his 2 goals.
Sort of spin and volley kind of thing, wasn't it?
And he played. He led the line.
But we say sometimes on this show that the World
Oh,
Cup
yeah.
isn't the highest standard of
I
football.
know, but Brazil.
But would you say that they had a better attack than Tottenham's?
Brazil.
Yeah, well, there you go. Maybe it's easier for him.
Yeah, it's true. Neymar's feeding the ball in.
Mm.
Well, he was atrocious in the World Cup, Neymar.
Scored a good goal.
scored a good goal, didn't he?
Croatia.
Yeah, but he's just a luxury player. No one wants Neymar in that side. I don't take Neymar. I don't take Neymar at Spurs.
Would you take Neymar at Man United?
Yeah, I just love
Really?
Neymar though.
Not now.
Would you? You wouldn't take
Not
him?
now, 5 years.
I'd take
We were
R9
linked a couple
still.
of years ago.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just
by
I don't
that
know.
logic.
take Beckham still. But no, I love Neymar.
It's a sad state of affairs. 31, he's playing Saudi Arabia.
It's a waste of time, yeah.
You know?
It's sad.
Well, I've looked at some of the players. You could make a first 11 better than Spurs.
Oh, mate, Al Hilal finished top 6. Al Hilal finished top 6 in the Premier
They
League.
got no bench.
Al Hilal finished top 6 in the Premier League.
No,
Al Hilal better than
Rory,
Tottenham.
please.
They
Please,
are.
Mate.
Al Hilal better than Tottenham.
Oh, ref!
Give me 2 good centre backs for Al Hilal.
Mate, just have a look at their squad
Who are
and
they?
genuinely
I'm asking you.
have a look at their squad.
I'm not denying they got one good player every. Yeah, but they don't have enough. They don't have a composition of a squad
They
that
do.
can come top 6 in the Premier League.
Name me Al Hilal's reserve goalkeeper.
Scott Carson.
Exactly. So how can you judge? No, mate, they've got a really good squad.
But you know, in a few years, once, because at the moment, like each team's getting 3 players, recognisable players, aren't they? 3 each. So I think by next summer, you're going to see them having 7, 8 recognisable European.
Do you worry about that league and the impact it'll have in the Premier League at all?
No, I don't worry.
Are we too
I don't
strong?
care.
I don't really care either, but
I think players will eventually will become one of those
it's-
things. Players kick down the line in their career.
It's allowing.
Yeah.
What it's doing is though, it's also we should worry about it a little bit because what it's doing is it's allowing my club, for example. You should all be worried. It
Loads of money.
allows you to get away with
Liverpool as well.
Liverpool to a degree. It changed Liverpool. You know, if Liverpool had signed Caicedo, the reason that they would have signed Caicedo was the 50 million quid that they didn't expect that they got for free, effectively a lottery win for 2 players that are obviously not worth a combined total of 52
I think
million
you'll
pounds.
see a lot
Guardiola
of
was
those.
talking about that in the press conference
Is it?
yesterday. He was kind of referencing
And if
you
you look
can't
at Chelsea-
criticise Saudi Arabia and then sell all your players,
This is-
open the doors
mate,
as soon as
this
they
is-
come knocking.
Oh, it's got to be. This is what I think as well. I do think there's an element of that, the hypocrisy. You know, people are going. People have
This
an
is wrong, but
issue.
we'll take your
This
money.
is exactly. This is out of order,
They're
but we'll
human
take your money.
beings. They're human beings.
But look, overall,
Of course they can.
overall, it has had a huge impact. If you think
There's
about who
nothing I wouldn't do for 700 grand a week.
Chelsea won.
Nothing.
Chelsea have earned about quarter of a
Just
250
putting it out
million.
there.
Just say.
Chelsea have
Suggest
won.
something. I'll say if I do it.
Chelsea have earned 250 million quid this summer, right? We've made a profit this summer. The reason is Saudi.
Yeah.
So in terms of
Outrageous.
your club and your club and your club going, I'm not too worried about it. You should be.
I want to
because-
take advantage of it. I don't
No,
worry about it. I
no,
want to
you
take
should-
advantage.
You should be
Eric
because
Dyer's
it's had
right,
a direct impact.
You can't
on-
be worried because you're not competing against the Saudi Arabian clubs in any competition.
Listen, I don't think this is
all the
gonna-
big clubs will remain the big
but
clubs. Maybe a
Buvey,
few
look,
less star
No,
players.
what I'm saying is, I don't think this is going to happen. But just imagine that Chelsea win the league this year. It clicks the way it clicked under Conte. Pochettino gets it right. Nicholas Jackson starts firing and we win the league. That's directly impacting your club. And it's directly because of
I
the
see what you
funding
mean.
from.
I see what you
It's
mean, yeah.
directly because of
And
the
you
I
funding.
think the
That's fair,
transfer
yeah.
fees will. I don't think the transfer fees will rise as much as people expect from them, though, because I think you'll see a lot of players running down contracts just to go there.
Do you think
And
they're
like just
going
waiting for that?
You think they're going to get
free
bored
agent.
and give up?
No,
No.
no.
It's
This
not like
is,
China.
no, no.
I
Mate,
think
this is- have
China
you-
was
have-
political. You know,
have
they didn't want
So is
people
Saudi.
coming
Saudi's
in.
No.
No, but
This
Saudi,
is this
the Saudi Arabia
part of
want
this
it.
is part of the sort of opening up of the country. Have you
Of
seen?
course.
Have you read about that city Neom that they're building?
Yeah.
Is it-
What the line?
It's a,
that the line?
city called Neom. It's a
I
city
thought that was.
as big as Belgium, and it's all part of like 2030, the opening up of Saudi.
Yeah.
And this is
it.
part of
boxing.
yeah,
F1.
exactly. This is part of that.
Also, I think it's kind of like, you know how Qatar nearly had Man United? They've gone, right, you might get the biggest club in the world. We're going to have a league that can compete with the Premier League.
Yeah.
And this is the thing with it. It's not. You know, when people kind of, maybe even if you use Newcastle as a case study here, Newcastle is an example, if you believe, if this is your persuasion, Newcastle is an example of sports washing. This isn't. This is them just
No, it is.
enhancing their
No,
own
it
league.
is.
It is.
This
It's
is
using
sports washing of the
sport.
country,
It's
though.
using football as a way to divert away from political
No, this
things. that they-
this
Sport
what they're
washing
doing.
in Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
versus in Manchester.
No,
and
not in
Newcastle.
Same if
Saudi.
they
It's
get
not
the World
sports
Cup,
washing in
it's
Saudi
sport
Arabia. It's encouraging the furtherance
No,
of
the
their own
end goal
league.
is
They're
the same,
supporting their
though.
own. No,
but they're changing the narrative around their
end goal
country.
is to
They're
create.
changing the narrative of how they're seen
How they're
around
seen
the world
globally.
from
Go
other
on, go on,
countries
go
by
on,
having
go on,
a
play 'em,
major
play 'em.
league.
But I also do think it's about
They're
distraction.
allowed. No, it's not
I think
only
it's also
distraction.
to do with
It's
TV
for their
deals.
people.
You're right, but it
It's
can
not
also
only
be distraction at the same time. You know, Newcastle they're going to play beautiful football. They're going to play Champions League football for the Newcastle fans. That is beautiful for the sport of football in Newcastle. It's also sport washing. You know, it's the same.
It's the same thing.
Both things can be the same at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
But all they're doing is trying to make their league competitive.
They're also trying to make Saudi Arabia look better on the international stage.
There's also like
I
there's
don't-
only
I
so
don't-
long this oil money can last. They need to make their countries like
Self-sufficient.
More, likely people that visit there. Half-time, Manchester United should be winning by now, to be totally honest with you.
I don't know, you could be a goal down.
I know Spurs hit the bar and the post.
The better quality of chances as well with United.
We've had so many clear-cut chances. Probably could have had a penalty, should have had a penalty as well for handball. A much better performance from United than it was against Wolves, but 0-0 at half-time. Spurs still in the game. You'll be happy with that, won't you?
Yeah. I mean, this is what we've come to expect. I thought Manchester United overall were the better side. Didn't really allow our system to be play out. What you've seen here for a lot of Spurs play has been counter-attacking football, which is something we're used to, and it's certainly counter-attacking with more intent than we've seen previously. But Man United have been so good that it's forced us to be that way. But
I'm loving the scoreline because for my Super 6 prediction, which was 1-1 on the app, obviously second half that could still happen. If you're not already in our mini league, Super 6 is Club 23 to join. We've got over 8,000 people so far in the mini league.
Yeah, we've got 8,016 at the moment. Let's see if we can hit 9K
9K
today. That means
great.
we need 1K in a day more.
It's beautiful.
And we can hit 9K today. Get joining the league, Club 23. I've gone for a 2-1 Manchester United win. I might need to readjust that, although I can't. We've got a great debate coming up for you guys as well shortly, as soon as Rory returns from the ladies.
What are the squad options for both you lads then? Let's talk about that. Who can come off the bench and influence the game second half?
We've got Sancho that could come off the bench. I think he came off the bench against Wolves and he opened things up for us a little bit on Monday night. We've got Anthony Martial as well, who's just had a behind closed doors friendly. He didn't really participate in pre-season, so it'd be interesting to see if he can come on or not. Those are really the players that could potentially change things for us in terms of attack. What about you guys? Who could change the game?
I don't think we'll change much going forward. I think that we might see Emerson Royale come on for Porro. Had a little bit more solidity. Weird thing to say that Emerson Royale is probably our best defender, purely at stopping and defending and breaking up. Emerson Royale's class at that. He seems more natural in that inverted fullback role. So I wouldn't be surprised if Emerson Royale comes on in the second half at some stage to solidify that defence to some degree. We might see Lo Celso on for Sarr. He's much more of your typical sort of number 8.
Where's Bentancur? Is he injured again?
He's got an ACL at the end of last season. He'll be back. They reckon he's back in about 8 weeks. But yeah, he's going to be I actually think this might be crazy and people might jump on this, but I think we've got one of the best midfields. If Bentancur and Bissouma and Maddison as a free.
Everyone, there's a lot of teams that can say that though. On paper, like if you look at ours on paper, Casemiro, Bruno, Ericsson, Bruno and Mason, it looks very good, but they need to get the balance right together. And we didn't against Wolves. We have done today so far. So it's like just getting
Arsenal
that
would say the same
right.
thing. Liverpool and even Chelsea's. Look at Chelsea's midfield
Liverpool
now.
wouldn't. Liverpool got the weakest midfield out of everybody.
Yeah,
but they'd argue if they can get McAllister, Szoboszlai, and then someone like a Curtis Jones.
But it's not.
Endo's coming in.
Would you
Harvey Elliott?
Would you take any of those midfielders?
I'm just saying, a lot of clubs can all have comparable midfields. I'd say to you, I think there's a lot of quality midfield. I think Chelsea.
What's your three? Your main three now that De Bruyne is out.
It's De Bruyne, Kovacic, and Rodri for me. With Bernardo as a right winger.
And if he's not, obviously you won't.
De Bruyne is injured.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said dream lineup sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right now it'd be Kovacic, Rodri, and I think Phil Foden will get an opportunity. He played in midfield in the Super Cup. He struggled a little bit. I think Phil Foden will struggle. I think he's a fantastic midfielder to play between the lines when there's space. But against a low block, he struggled in Athens. So
we're doing the City-Newcastle game a little bit later on today. So we will, of course, cover City and Newcastle a little bit more in depth on that one later on today. We have got a very, very interesting Prime debate for this week, which I'm excited to do as well, because obviously we got Flav in here, who I assume is going to take my side on one of these things. And the 3 players that we're discussing in our Prime debate today are Dimitar Berbatov, Fernando Torres, aka El Nino, and of course Carlos Tevez as well. Obviously played for Manchester United and Manchester City and West Ham in the Premier League. Fernando Torres for Liverpool and Chelsea. Berbatov for Spurs, Man United and Fulham.
Fulham, yeah.
As well, yeah.
I can go first maybe with Tevez. I think Tevez is outstanding.
When do we think these guys' primes are? Because Tevez was unreal for Manchester United in 07-08. But obviously his first season at City ended up with 29 goals in 42 games. in all competitions. Fernando Torres, 07, 08, great year for football. That was 33 goals in 42 games for him. Berbatov, 10-11. He was top goal scorer in the Premier League as Manchester United went on to win number 19, obviously including that incredible hat-trick against Liverpool. But he did have some unreal times at Spurs as well. Yep. His partnership with Robbie Keane, etc., was phenomenal. Go on, Booth. You wanted to get stuck in.
Yeah, I can get stuck in on Tevez because there's a weird couple of years where he wins the Champions League with United, then he goes to City, and that first season at City, he single-handedly carried up.
Don't ignore that he helped West Ham.
But I'm talking about the period of time where it was a kind of back-to-back couple of seasons where he was absolutely unplayable. His work rate was a factor that I think the other strikers can't really talk about in this debate. And then his quality of goal scoring, he'd score things from 30 yards out. He'd score free kicks. I've never seen anything like it. And there's a weird one for me. I kind of think he's one of the best players I've ever seen play for City, even kind of beyond Aguero. I know Aguero had a bit more time and iconic moments, but Tevez, his all-round quality was
his work rate was obviously ended bitterly between Manchester United fans and Carlos Tevez, but we will always remember him fondly, especially because of that year 07, 08. His link-up play with Rooney and Ronaldo was phenomenal. His work rate was incredible. The style of goals he could score. He had this low centre of gravity, he'd bundle his way through loads of players, but he'd be using skill, tenacity, everything. Could score all kinds of goals as well. Carlos Tevez was an unreal player. What are your memories of Carlos Tevez? You two?
Yeah, I'm looking at these and I'm really struggling actually. I thought before I say anything, I should know what I think.
Well, what do you just think? When I say Tevez to you, how do you remember him?
Not weirdly, a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong, but the eulogising and lionising that the pair of you are doing about Tevez doesn't necessarily chime with my feelings towards him. I think he's very good, obviously an incredible player, but I think if you think about his time at Manchester United, he was always third best.
But he was, whilst he was third best, he was always, to Rooney and Ronaldo, who were unreal, and he was still a big part of that. Yeah, he played most games.
I don't think Tevez transcended the clubs he played for. That's the thing. Whereas some players like Ronaldo or
he was incredible at Juve as well. I know we're kind of talking Premier League, but he was incredible at Juve.
Yeah, but he was he's the kind of player that was fully appreciated by pundits and the fans of the clubs that he played for, but outside of that, most people were just, he's good.
When he got going, I've never seen anything like it at a level. Even Aguero, on my life as a striker, I've never seen anything like it.
Very similar to Aguero, in that low centre of gravity, bundling his way around.
There was a 4-week run in the Aguero season. He came back from the whole golf thing, didn't want to come off the bench against Bayern Munich. Plays golf in Argentina for 6 months, I think it was. Comes back against Norwich City, and he's linking up with Aguero. He was overweight. He was fat. He was chubby. He was scoring things I've never ever seen before. Yeah. Honestly, I think he was world class beyond belief. He was scary good.
There's no doubt that he was world class talent. But we're arguing about
I think your praise was bang on. By the way, I'm just saying compared to Torres and Berbatov, I think he's right up there, if not ahead of both.
In terms of Carlos Tevez, in terms of juxtaposing him with these two players, I think it's very difficult here because although I appreciate
they're all three different players.
They're very different. But Dimitar Berbatov, in terms of, if you were to say to me out of these three, I've never seen Berbatov. I've never seen the likes of Berbatov apart from Berbatov.
Yeah.
And Fernando Torres, up until the season that Luis Suarez had, I had never seen a single season from anyone that Fernando Torres had for Liverpool. Like when Chelsea signed him, it was the moment where I believed that the European Cup was in there. And weirdly, it kind of was, but not for the reasons that I thought.
Yeah.
Tevez, I've seen the likes of before. Of course, he's exceptional. I'm not for 1 second belittling his achievement or his contribution or anything. I'm aware of the dazzling player that he is. But he doesn't feel as unique. Like the fact that you keep bringing up Aguero, I think Aguero is better than him.
Yeah.
Whereas at Berbatov, for being Berbatov, I don't think anyone is even close.
If I had to watch one game and for my side, and I had to choose between one of those forwards, it would be Berbatov that I'd want to watch again. Yeah. The guy was magic. It was like when he signed for us from Bayer Leverkusen. A couple of games, it sort of floated by, and you're like, what is this geezer any good? And then suddenly you're like, oh my God, he's not just good, this geezer is special. Yeah. And there were elements to his game that wouldn't fit the modern era. And, he was, the United side was almost built around his strengths, whereas at Spurs, we got exposed at times because of his somewhat lackluster approach to the game. But that was also what was so magical about him.
Do you remember a
He was
game
so
that we played?
Players like
we
that
played
getting
a we
coached
played a
up.
Monday we played a Monday night game, and it finished 4-4. Joe Cole had the game of his life
I
for
remember
us.
it. Yeah.
He was something else.
he's
Like
unreal.
John Terry managed to clear one off the line. It nearly finished 5-4 to you. It was Avram Grant's year, but Berbatov, like, it's very rare that I can sort of remember John Terry struggling. You know, there's the odd moment.
He's a
but I mean,
genius.
we just didn't really know how to cope with Berbatov.
Because there's no manual that teaches you how to play against him.
Do you know the other moment that he didn't score the goal? I think he put it on a plate for Ronaldo.
West Ham.
When he pirouetted on the touchline at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Down the other end to the Stretford, and you're just like, wait, what have you done? Like, it sort of defies science and logic.
He's one of them few players. Like, there was a goal he scored against Blackburn as well. He picked the ball up by our corner flag, so near our goalie, played a 1-2 with someone, kind of just half pace, jogging up the pitch, receives it back, keeps going, and he's next thing you know, he scored a goal, and it's like 1-2 all the way up the pitch, and it's like to play with that elegance and. You know, in a league that's so quick as well, and then to be able to just slow everything down at your pace.
Have you ever seen the goal that he scored?
Have
you ever seen the goal that he scored? I know I'm going to other lands, and we're going to do a Premier League thing.
I know what you're going to say.
Monaco.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. Yeah.
It's like one of the best goals I've ever
There's
seen.
a goal he scored for Fulham
one
as
of the best
well.
goals I've
Where
Wait,
similar.
It's kind of like a catalogue of that moment where he pirouettes against West Ham is one of the best moments I can think of.
I can visualise it now.
Yeah, the goal that he scored for Monaco is one of the best, like easy. You know, the aim of the game, football. We make it very complex and we talk about 6s and 10s and 8s and things like that. We make it whereas you know what the game is? The game is get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do it so easily as Berbatov.
He's very skillful on the list.
I need to get this ball in that place.
Remember his goal against Liverpool too, when he scored the hat trick, and there's a cross that come across, and he kind of brings it down on his knee, but he brings it down so easily it just looks easy and normal. But when you think about what he's done,
it's impossible.
Like,
he made
really,
it
that
look
ball
easy,
should have skimmed off your leg and
Yeah,
gone out
yeah,
for another.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how have you brought it
You
down?
guys,
Like,
you boys won't remember this because it was a Europa League group stages. But we were playing a team called Braga, and
Portugal. I know that.
Yeah,
no, not that. Yeah, all
I
right.
just wanted to make sure.
playing for Tottenham.
And
Tottenham's a team.
Huddleston absolutely pinged this ball at Berbatov, and he was in midair and controlled it with his thigh and volleyed it before
in one move, in one
move.
fluid.
It was like watching a ballet dancer play.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
I used to get frustrated because at United towards the end, so we had Berbatov and Tevez at the time. Tevez's last season, he scored 5 goals for United in the league, I think. And Berbatov, like, there was this debate that became like this discourse. Oh, keep Berbatov, get rid of Tevez. Keep Tevez, get rid of Berbatov. And he kind of became kind of unloved and just constantly compared to this guy that was running around like a headless chicken. Not to say that's all Tevez did, but I kind of felt like you just had to appreciate a certain style of
British
football
audiences,
to appreciate Berbatov.
British match-going audiences, particularly then, are always going to favour a Tevez.
Blood, sweat, thunder.
We're always going to favour a Tevez. It's very difficult to be Berbatov and win that fight in the stadium.
That was the hardest transfer, the hardest player to watch.
Do you look back on him fondly? Is he liked at Tottenham?
Him and Kane was so good.
And we remember where Spurs were then. Like, it was obvious that he was going to leave, as hard as it was. He was pretty much bundled into a boot and driven up to Manchester United, and then we got Fraser Campbell.
You know, he joined City. Do you remember? You know, he joined City.
Did he really?
Yeah,
that's just how the song went. Berbatov. City
But I've never been more gutted to watch someone go because it wasn't. We weren't never going to win things anyway. But we certainly at that time we were more out of touch, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to see him play.
Was the move to Man United right? Obviously, he achieved a lot, but it never felt to me he hit the ground running in the same way at Spurs. He wasn't able to.
He didn't fit the style maybe as much at Manchester United.
It feels very
especially
Manchester
for a
United
team. No, he
feels
was
very
like,
in keeping with the traditions of Manchester United. Yeah, it's like Cantona-esque,
but the
isn't
style
it?
of football probably didn't fit, especially when you got Rooney bombing on and Tevez bombing on Ronaldo, and then you've got this guy jogging up from the halfway line.
Had all 4 of them.
It doesn't. But I think we have saved who I think all of us are going to call the best out of these 3 till last.
Yeah, I think
Fernando Torres,
I certainly think so. In terms of just being mesmerised by a player and sort of bewildered, I don't think I've ever felt like this before. Think of all of the glorious strikers that I'd seen play with my own eyes up until Torres that season for Liverpool. I don't ever remember just being like confused by the brilliance.
Yeah.
Fernando Torres, when he arrived, and do you know there's a quote actually that I remember Stephen Gerrard, I think this probably surmises him. Chelsea had played Liverpool in the Champions League many times, and Liverpool had come out on top. We went to Anfield and we got a very positive result, which meant they had to score at Stamford Bridge. And the commentator said to Gerrard in the post-match, he said something like, "You've got to go to Stamford Bridge and get a result." He's like, "Well, we've got a result there before." And the commentator went, "But you've never scored there in the Champions League. They got through, but they'd never scored at Stamford Bridge." And do you know what Gerrard's reply was? It just always stuck with me. He went, "Yeah, well, we've never been there with Nando before, have we?" Because they'd signed Torres. He went, "Well, we've never been there with Nando before." As if, well, we're obviously going to score this time because we're going there with Torres. Torres did score, by the way.
Yeah.
And Liverpool went out, very important to note. But Torres did score. I think he put them 1-0 up. And I just remember the inevitability of Torres scoring.
Yeah.
I don't think that's applicable to any of the others on this list. The inevitability, the guarantee. You play Liverpool, he scores.
That period, there was a few, like the back end of his Atletico Madrid career, because I remember watching him at Atletico Madrid and being like, I remember my MSN name had El Nino in it because I loved him. And like, he went to Liverpool and I was just gutted. Like, this guy is guaranteed goals. He's going to be the guy. And then he went to Liverpool and it was just, it kind of reminded me of, remember when Owen came on the scene and he was just rapid, just burning everyone, scoring goals for fun. And that's what he was doing. And it was, sometimes he'd be falling over, running into the box, but he'd keep control of the ball and bend it into the corner. And you're thinking,
what's that?
How's he got that out of his
Blackburn?
It's a lot.
Blackburn. He takes it on his chest.
Alan Smith scored one like that against Norwich. I've got to chuck that in.
You can't chuck that in. We're talking about some of the best strikers ever.
He scored one like
Alan
against
Smith.
Norwich, chested it away from goal and hooked it over his shoulder. It was so good.
I think we're all in agreement, aren't we? Surely, Fernando Torres.
I'm surprised because I didn't think that either of you were going to agree with this, but yeah, I think it is.
No, I was a big fan of Torres.
I think it is Torres. Just for that, do you know what would have been an interesting thing here? Luis Suarez. Like Luis Suarez kind of changed it because his single season, and now Haaland's done it again. But up until Fernando Torres, I'd never seen anything like it. No. So yeah, it would go for me. It would go Torres. It would actually go Berbatov second. Not again. This is ridiculous. I feel like people are going to go.
I do think Tevez is probably better at Manchester United than Berbatov, but my ratings will go Torres, Berbatov, Tevez. Just for the way Berbatov made me feel about football. Berbatov's my favourite on this list to watch, but I think Torres is the best in his prime. Yeah. Which this debate is. Buvey,
I'm Torres 1, Tevez 2, and Berbatov 3 for me.
Where are you, Flav?
I'm going Torres. I'd probably go in terms of the strikers you want over a season. Probably, Torres, Tevez and Berbatov. But I'd only, if I had to choose one player to watch.
Yeah, I'll play a good game. We'll play a good game with the three of you quickly, right? City can have one of these players this season in their prime. What one of those players would score the most goals for City today?
Tevez.
Torres.
That's so weird. Torres. I think Tevez is more of a modern player.
Well, if you could pick any one of these players today?
For Spurs?
Yeah.
Torres.
Any one of these players for Man United today, Torres.
Yeah, agreed.
But you said for City, I just think Tevez would score more.
The work rate, yeah. You can be a striker these days without scoring goals because of work rate.
Fair. Interesting. Very interesting debate. And three icons, regardless of where we put them.
A Berbatov Torres front two in the 4-4-2 era would be mint, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Berbatov just kind of bringing it down.
What are you doing? You're pumping it into Torres or Berbatov?
No, what you're doing is you're playing it into Berbatov, not pumping
Torres
it,
is
playing it gently. And the second that the ball leaves the midfielder's foot, he's on his bike.
Played Aaron.
That was too late.
It's too predictable.
That was too late.
It was too predictable.
He took a touch.
Just for the people at home, Maddison played a through ball there that should have gone through. Aaron Wan-Bissaka with a great block, but Anthony's given them a ball straight back again. He's been really poor today.
It was signposted, that wasn't it? Madison.
He took an extra touch.
It was just that touch too predictable, which I don't think is something that you associate.
I think it was the only
Madison.
option he had. Which
I don't think it's a touch. I just think he needs to dummy the pass. It's too obvious. It's too obvious.
No, he needs to give a shout out to Udogie. Like, this kid is going to be electric.
Yeah, no.
Where'd you get him from?
Udinese. We bought him last year, but we loaned him back.
God, poor.
He was good last week, wasn't he?
Done well.
Yeah, he was good last week. But he's never played left back before, but then again, is he playing left back now? It's more of a.
We've not seen Garnacho today, have we?
He's very different when he starts games. Like, I think he's been amazing off the bench a lot.
Also, he should, I believe. It was hidden, Booth. We say we haven't heard him. If the ref made the right decision, he's won the penalty.
Run him!
Oh, he's got to play Sonny.
Madison, come on.
What on earth is he waiting for?
Burnt him up.
That was a weird decision by Maddison and a weird decision by Varane.
I think, do you know what he was waiting for?
Because he was onside.
No, Maddison, he's waiting for Son to run in to play him through. Yeah. And Son ran out. That will come with time, though, won't it? The understanding.
Come on,
look, here we go. Pele.
Yes!
You know.
Clip that up now. Clip that up, Pele. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying.
Reflection come from.
That's what I was saying.
I want you to say Pele about every City player later on the stream today.
Mate,
That is fantastic.
Phone's ringing, mate. You have a bit of professionalism around here.
Sorry, my bad. Got excited, but everyone's ringing me because we're going to win the league.
Great goal.
That's poor defending, man. It's
Poor
had a
defending.
deflection in there, and it's just
What if Spurs win this? That's 1 point from 6 for Man United.
we won't.
No,
because
it's
we won
not.
our
Won their
first
first
game.
game.
Sorry.
Long
Clip
win.
that
Stop
up.
making things up.
Sorry.
Clip that up.
It was a deflection, isn't it?
No,
good for each
Richarlison's
other's
kept it
half.
alive, though. I think
It was so easy.
it's deflected onto Richarlison.
Do you see
He's
the
kinda
difference
kept it
between like an
So easy.
8 and sort of late arriving 10 there?
Hang on.
That's what you should have done first half.
alive. Oh no, it wasn't Richarlison.
Do you know where we bought him from? Papa Sarr?
Go on.
Oh,
Mets.
come off, Martin.
Mets.
A relegated Mets side.
New York.
That's poor. That I think
No, not them. Different one. Different sport.
he's kind of hit Martinez instead of him dealing with it, and then gone across the box. I don't know whose fault's that. Wan-Bissaka, Varane. It can't be bouncing.
Got a
in
big
there.
derby on him.
How I love him.
It's the biggest game of his managerial career.
Big derby.
If you had to be in a
not.
warm embrace of one of those managers, just picking him all day, surely.
Yeah, I reckon I'd have a better time if I went for dinner with Postecoglou than I would Ten Hag.
Ten Hag's a bit odd. That's why.
Have you seen that
Odd
video on
man.
Twitter this week?
I'd have a nice bottle of wine with Postecoglou. I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Nice bit of Coonawarra.
Go on, Marcus.
Keep up, Vicario.
I think you win this now.
Yeah.
I think you pick him
I
off
said
2-0.
this.
So much time. There's
I
so
said
much
this
time
at
to
the
go.
beginning of the game. I said, I'm upset. I
Buvey
think
waits
Tottenham
for
are
the
gonna win
team
this.
to score and go in front, and then goes, "I think you might win this." You know,
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying that because Spurs are like that. You know what I mean?
What
They're
did
going to pick you off.
You didn't predict. Don't get on the bandwagon now. When we did
I
our predictions
predicted
at the
on
beginning
Super
of the
Six, I predicted 1-1.
Yeah, exactly.
Is
So
that
don't
the
don't
1-0
start
now?
changing.
Yeah,
Told you. I can't
Pele,
remember my
Pele.
Super Six. At
Anthony's
the
hit the
beginning of this
post.
game, I said Tottenham will win, but I can't remember what I actually did on.
It's a 2-1, I think.
I said 2-1 at the beginning of the
Here we
game.
go, Matters. That's a good ball.
Oh, Sonny, skin him. Skin him.
Cool. Here we go. Bit of quality now. That's good.
Oh,
That
shit
is-
ball.
what is that?
Cross. Who was that? Madison.
Keep
No,
it in
is
at
he
least.
complaining that?
Let's have a look at Rory's Super 6 predictions. Remember, you can join our league, Club 23. Obviously, league's running every single
There it
week,
is.
so even though you're a little bit
Oh, I
late
did go Tottenham victory. Okay.
for this week, you can still get on it. Club 23, Rory, talk us through some of your predictions.
I've gone for a Tottenham victory, which I've predicted so far correctly. I need a few more goals. I need you to consider. Here we go.
Oh, go on!
It's
Yeah!
toe punch.
Great save
That
by
ball from
Nana.
It was
Madison.
Richarlison. Beautiful.
Great save by Nana. You went for
Madison.
a few more goals in it. You thought 3-2 to Spurs.
I mean, it still could be correct.
You're on for 2
Madison's
points.
running
at
the
moment.
shop. He's running this game. Look at his ball. Oh, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
lovely. I mean, it's fairly simple, but
No, it's not. It's beautiful on the outside of his right foot. Beautiful first time. If he stays fit, he's a major player for you. Major player.
would you have James Madison in your England team?
Squad,
Yeah.
yes.
Of course. all
Just
day.
about the squad.
Squad, yes.
Just
Not
about
just
squad. No,
about.
definitely
What are you on about?
He wasn't in the World Cup.
He's
just
probably
about
the most
squad.
creative English player in the country.
I think he would.
So close from
I
Anthony.
think that's a
there.
good shout, actually. I mean, because
You just said no.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, but who was in his place ahead of him for Southgate? It was Mason Mount, starting for the first game for England in the World Cup. There's no way he starts for England.
Is Henderson?
Henderson's out of there as well.
No, matter you're having Madison in there now.
Yeah, ahead of Mount. That's what I'm trying. Yeah, based on this
Depends
season.
on what's happening.
Think about the. What do you think?
Calvin Phillips.
Bellingham, Rice,
Spelling with Rice too.
Bellingham,
I think he
Rice,
played-
and Madison. Is that the best three?
You go
English?
Mount, Foden, Madison, one of them ahead in it. Depends who's in
Thing
form.
is, the trouble
Foden.
with
He's
Mount,
playing a
the trouble
4-2.
with Mount hasn't had a good game for a year, and Foden, for one reason or another, doesn't seem to be the answer, which I don't quite understand. But it doesn't seem to be the
He's
answer.
not played well for England,
not a
has he? He's not.
It's not
What's
penalty
happened
play.
there?
No, but it
Nothing.
doesn't seem to.
Just
It
went
doesn't
down.
Martinez has
so-
gone in. I don't know. That
Oh,
could be given.
Madison.
Great tackle there, Madison.
you-
That could be given, on the Martinez.
No, it
one.
wasn't a foul. No chance. It was Romero turned him. It wasn't a foul. We've got two players down there.
Don't kick the ball out. Carry on.
Down to 9. Ricardo, grab it.
Grab it.
Rabbit.
No, don't play. What's he doing?
He's playing on.
They're both injured.
Two Tottenham players down. The keeper's like, "Come on, off we go."
Two of your
Oh, it's a VAR.
vice captains. In it.
Wow.
What is Madison?
Oh, he's
No,
played on.
It wasn't a foul. Look,
Hang on a minute. He doesn't touch the ball.
VAR
and
never
he does,
gives that, but
he
that
doesn't
could
touch
be a
the
foul.
ball, and he does touch it.
I
didn't
thought
have
he did touch the ball.
No, he doesn't touch the
No,
ball,
I
he
know. I
touches
know
the
that.
foot.
Yeah.
Martinez hasn't touched the
I
ball.
think that's a foul.
Literally, it's a penalty.
I think that's a foul.
Of course, that's a penalty. Are they looking at this? That's a
I
definite.
bet they're not. I bet they're not.
Because the ref did that.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a very good
that's
challenge.
That's fine. Yeah.
The
first
Madison
one's a penalty.
one is a very good challenge, but the first one is a penalty. What's wrong with everyone?
If
It's just so
If
obvious.
they've got
It's
away
so
with one
clear.
there. It's
They
evened it out,
ruined it.
though. To be fair, because
No, fine, but you like.
But
There's
that is a
no way
penalty.
that you shouldn't have had a penalty. Like, let's just get it right, rather than kind of making two mistakes and calling it even. Why don't we get two correct decisions and actually have it even?
What's the point of having it? It's ruining the game, ruining it, and he's not even getting the results correct.
Don't mock me. Don't sit next
Are
to
you
me
with
on this
you?
show.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No,
Yeah,
but you
we're
went
all
all
together.
hyperbolic with me just to like.
No,
take the
I'm
mick out
with
of me.
you. I'm not. They have to get it correct.
I know you
and
so well. You mimicked me in a very
Rory,
no nonsense way.
I promise you, I'm with you on this.
I know you
VAR's
are,
put
but
too much
you
pressure on the
still
referees. I'd rather have a
mocking
referee
me.
have a human error, like it used to be 20 years ago.
But
Because then they can boldly
No, but
say
they
that's
hi-
a penalty. That's
but they
not.
hide
There's
behind
human
they
error
hide
anyway.
behind VAR.
Yeah, it's magnifying mistakes, making it worse.
You've got to get it right if you're going to take away some of the
beauty
very
of football.
Exactly, you have to get it right. Otherwise, just get it out.
You
Get rid
ruin the
of it.
sport for nothing.
That's a
That's
foul as
isn't it?
well.
Foul.
What's going on?
It's too soft from Richarlison, though, isn't it? Like he hasn't even challenged
But
for
you
the
know,
ball.
if you jump and then someone shoves you in the back and
Yeah,
you
but-
move, like,
but
I
when-
don't know what more you can do.
You know
in
when
terms
the
of being
person in
soft.
front of you doesn't make an effort, though, it just looks like you've just been lazy. Innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you jump and then get pushed, it's like, all right.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think Richarlison is fairly lazy and doesn't try hard enough and isn't that good.
foul.
But I also think he was fouled there.
Yeah, it was.
You're playing football the right way. You're playing football the right way.
Better. It's much better.
You are.
Mate, you're 1-0 up at home to Manchester United deep into the second half. Like, you're doing well.
And they're still bowling forward. Has there been a change?
No.
No, they'll go for two and then there'll be one, I imagine.
What is that?
They're not going to go mad.
But he does. He says that we have one way of playing.
No, but that's really predictable if that's true, because that's.
But
Oh, in fact, it's not predictable. You're telling us. I'm not predicting it. You're literally telling us how you're going to line up.
he
Oh, that's a good ball.
Save.
Scored, hadn't you?
Nah, that's a good header. That is.
Good save as well.
But he said we've got one way of playing.
Casemiro
And if it doesn't work, we just
save
play it
from the
better.
keeper.
That's what he said. That's it. We have one way of playing, and that's it. Plan A.
Good header.
Totally free header.
Free header, you
from
got to
Tottenham.
score that, in my opinion.
Totally free header. I think it's a good header, mate. I don't think you can blame Casemiro, really.
Romero does nothing there, does he?
But the defence, you can certainly blame the Tottenham defence. Keeper gets his
We
defence
should
out of jail.
have fucking scored by now.
God, it's a
What have they
brilliant
had?
game.
4 big
we might have to
chances?
cover loads of Tottenham games. It's brilliant. Oh, mate, they're all going on. First keys is dumb. Oh, my God. It's 1-on-1. Oh, my God.
Ah, played Aaron.
He's good like that in the
Soft.
challenge, isn't he?
Soft.
Yeah, no, 1-on-1, he's always...
Holding your
Yeah.
face for.
I think
Piss
he-
off, ref.
I think he stamped on his head. He meant it as well.
Yeah, he's off here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's red
off.
card.
He's off.
What's a red card?
Yep. Ready? Watch him. Look
Yeah,
at his head.
terrible,
Look at his head.
And you could see him have a look first,
And then
That's a red.
yeah, he did. He,
and then kicked him in the head.
he backheeled him in the face.
Well done, Aaron.
Imagine they bring that back and give him a red. That's not
Be
out of the,
hilarious.
that's not out of the realms
It'd
of
be
possibility
hilarious.
with the way the
It
referee
would
is going.
actually be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Don't you think he gave a little glance and then lifted the back heel up though?
I'd like that to be the case, but I don't think that he has it in him.
Well, he's a good
He's a
lad.
good kid, yeah.
Wan-Bissaka.
I don't never really seen him get malicious.
No. He's sort of had a bit of a redemption arc, hasn't he? Because he was hated at one stage by United.
He weren't hated. Everyone just thought it was
Wasn't good
done.
enough.
He was
He's
going to
got-
move on.
That's what I remember.
Is he good enough, though? Has he demonstrated...
I think he's a good right back. Solid.
But is he good enough for Manchester
He's
United? need?
he's demonstrated an improvement though, and he's shown that he wants to get better.
So he's
in
your
terms of
number one
passing,
right back.
moving and all sorts.
Is he better than Delo?
Defensively, yes.
I love Delo. I think he's incredible.
Going forward,
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's a big word. Incredible.
Yeah.
he is very.
Look,
Delon-
Incredible.
Incredible.
Incredible's got.
I honestly,
Where do you go with...
Well, I think his ceiling
So
is,
what's
is very
Cafu?
high.
Delo's very regular.
What's Cafu?
levels.
Seriously, what word would you use for Cafu if the low is incredible? I just want to get the scale.
Incredible. Delo's bang average.
So the low's incredible. So Cafu?
No, I apologise. I got it. I did. That was too much. It was hyperbolic. Hyperbolic. He's
a five,
good.
isn't he?
I think
Five
he's good.
out of 10.
Though.
Good player,
Good
yeah.
player. Yeah. I think his ceiling's high and he's exciting to watch.
Not an easy finish. That I know he has to score. Don't
Has
get me
to
wrong,
score, yeah.
but it's still not an easy finish.
First goal for Spurs. He's a player.
He won't score again all season as well. That's something annoying. I hate when people. do that.
He's
One goal of the season was the winner. against Man United. Fuck off.
A geezer who's now like a plumber. It's the goal of his life against
Well, the role of the 8 in the Tottenham side is
Yeah.
to arrive late into the box exactly like that. That
finish.
was,
Turn into a 10 and then from a 6 into
And
a
that was
10
6
into a
into-
butterfly into a
that
10 again.
Yeah, it goes caterpillar butterfly 10 6 8.
yeah, you
Go on,
Oh,
bro.
got to score. Got to score.
Terrible, isn't he?
You laugh.
Yeah.
Is that a good save or a bad finish?
Both.
Offside.
Oh, fair play.
You
Fair
mock
enough.
me, but that was a deliberate arrival into the box.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
He's
It's
offside.
yeah.
Good pass by Luke Shaw.
Why don't the linesmen do anything
I'm impressed
anymore?
with your keeper
I'm
today.
sick of these.
I was kind of thinking that he was going to be shoddy, but he's been
He's
good.
Good shot
like I
stopper.
said, second best.
You'll struggle in big games, I think.
I think it's
This
just
is big, Booth. This is Man United at home in the first home game of the
Yeah, but
season.
the pressure's
feels
different.
big.
The
It
pressure's
feels big.
different. I'm talking the elite, top moments.
Yeah, but he's not playing in the Champions League.
That's true. Yeah, that is
They
true.
just got 38 games this season.
They might win the FA
No,
Cup.
no,
Yeah,
but
plus
I know,
the FA
but I'm
Cup.
not saying it's.
They're
We
in the
don't have those big games. Like Buvey's going, that keeper's going to struggle in the big games, and I went Man United at home. He went, no, the big games. I was like, they're not in those big games.
This is it.
This is it.
He might be in the FA Cup final this
This
season.
is their
this is
biggest game of the season.
Man United at home on the
is
first
top
day of
four.
the season for the man. This is about as big as their season.
It's
No.
Postecoglou's biggest game of his career.
I don't know
Today.
enough about him, but it's certainly a very big game today, Booth. I think by
That isn't a bad shout.
like Chelsea
You
playing
think about
Liverpool.
it.
Chelsea playing
Old
Liverpool
firm.
at home in Pochettino's first game last season is one of our biggest games of the season,
Yeah.
and this is
That's
one
true.
of Tottenham's
That's
biggest
true.
games of the season.
Boys, I've got a bone to pick with the three of you. Actually,
This is aimed at Buvey, right?
all three
No,
of you.
you literally just said all three. Why are you putting it on me?
No, but I know what
No,
you
no,
mean.
no.
by
What?
that,
'Cause I've been
'cause he's being
slagging off
polite.
Chelsea or Mudryk or whatever. No, it's
No.
all three of us, okay?
Okay, so Buvey's done what?
No, Boovy's the worst. He's most culpable.
Okay, there we go. See, I
Yeah.
told you.
But I see your top 10. I see your top 10. Your league table.
You were in my top 10.
No, of course we're in.
You were definitely. I definitely had Tottenham in my top 10.
Yeah, we had a thing.
So you can't be too annoyed.
I'm annoyed at your placing, but I was just wondering if
Get him off the pitch.
if you think there's any way that having no European football actually gives us a bigger
No,
advantage.
European football is obviously beneficial in terms of domestic.
Didn't you
football.
win the
It's
league after?
not- Yeah, we did. It's not beneficial to anything apart from. It's not beneficial to anything apart from your domestic campaign. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not beneficial to the club. It's not beneficial to the players.
No, but where you can finish.
But it may mean that you finish higher up the league.
Yeah, than what you predicted. That's what I was saying.
Not than what I predicted. I
Would you-
factored that in. It's a lovely touch. I factored that in. It's a great move. This it has to end in a good
score.
shot on goal.
That would have been an unreal goal if Spurs scored then. Some great
Give it a round
intricate
of-
football in
That's
the
an
box.
official round of applause
You know
for me.
why it doesn't deserve a round of applause?
Thank you.
It doesn't deserve a round of applause. It has to end in a proper
No,
shot.
but the play, that flick there, wow.
Wait, watch.
What is it Adogi wanted?
He should have scored then,
The keeper would have saved it as well.
That's so good.
It's a
by
nut
Bas-
thing on Casemiro.
Was Basuma the first one?
Yeah, Basuma's on.
Into- Wow.
Could have even maybe
What
teed
the-
up.
He's
what-
so
how was-
angry.
Yeah, but he was never getting that ball
Can't
back.
get it back.
He's just passionate. Isn't he? He just wants the best for the
No,
team.
but you're on my page here because we both.
Yeah, no chance.
You can't get annoyed that the geezer's had a decent shot
Yeah.
blocked.
I don't want to sound like soppy or anything, but
Yeah.
this is Tottenham Hotspur. My memories as a kid of Spurs. I'm not saying you win anything. Even Martin Yole's side a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
your memories as a kid. They didn't win anything.
No, but the way they attack games at home in North London, it's a tough. White Hart Lane was a tough place to go.
Never 3-point lane. Never a tough place to go.
No,
Always.
well,
Maybe as a City fan, I
3-point
remember
lane.
it differently. But
Have you seen Lampard
all out attack,
explaining
all
that
out
on,
attack. There's no
Overhaul?
nuance. It's just you bomb
He's
forward.
proper happy about it.
Was he?
He's going like, we used to call it 3-point lane. And
Yeah.
really take it proper kiddie and shit.
Yeah, they did. And no, it'd really get to me as well. Genuinely. Dad, why do they keep calling it?
He was always so good against them as well.
Dad, why do they keep calling it 3-point lane? Dad's like, well, they beat us.
Even when they were terrible. Even
That's
when we
bad
had
ball.
Lineker up front.
Did the Man City 4-3 get to you?
Yeah.
Sean
Mate, I had to run myself a bubble bath. It was that bad.
Who was it? John Macken.
John Mackin.
I'm not joking. That was
Yeah,
one of the
Shawn
most
Michaels.
harrowing 45 minutes of my life.
Yeah. 3-0 up, right? Half time in the FA Cup.
Barton gets sent off at half time. And then you're like, Macken, who is he?
I was
Never
like-
heard of him.
Kevin Keegan, wasn't it, back then?
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I was like, it was horrendous. That
They were
was
good
bad.
days.
You were awful as well.
Yeah, shocking. But it was fun. It was fun bad. That's what City fans love about. We were fun bad. Do you know what I mean? We were in the league. We were in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It was good.
Although you would have only that would have been like just off the back of coming up from League One.
No, we were in the Premier League a couple of years before that.
No, but
that was
you
2003.
came up from League One in '99, right?
Yeah. We
So
when people
League
say
One, then it was the second. So League One.
Keegan
in
brought you up
99.
from the championship, right?
Yeah, did two. No, he did.
No,
two
Joe Royle
They
did.
did two
Oh,
two
Joe Royle.
consecutive ones, didn't they? Didn't they go League One Championship? Oh, obviously they weren't called that then.
Yeah.
But
But then in the early 2000s, we've been a Premier League side
That's
before
proper,
the takeover. You know.
that's proper Man City. That's the real Man City.
what's your team, Flav? Is it the Klinsmann, Dumitrescu, Popescu, Barnby team? Is that your team?
In what respect?
Like my Chelsea team will always be oi, In fact, like it will always be Wise and Zola.
I know what you mean. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would say only. It has to be. It's got to be 2016 Spurs.
What, the Bale?
No,
Who's that?
it's Dele Alli, Ericsson,
Dele Alli,
Kane and Son. Just because the 20 years before that was so
Your boys coming on.
But didn't, when you were a kid,
maybe the
wasn't that, that famous five, Anderton,
Dimitrescu,
wasn't that like, and also, wasn't it our dealers managing? Wasn't that like
but we were terrible.
In that purple kit? The Sheffield Wednesday, first day of the season with the dive.
Yeah. But the vast majority of that season was awful. Like, it was bad.
It?
Yeah,
Didn't Klinsmann win a golden boot? He scored like 40 goals.
You know who I hate? Darren Anderton.
He's a good player, man.
You know why I hated him though? Remember Glenn Hoddle kept picking him above Beckham?
He was very good for England, though, wasn't
France
he?
'98. Darren Anderton
was good for England.
He was the
Darren Anderton.
No,
you didn't have to hate him. It's a strong emotion just because he got picked.
I was a Beckham
incredible
fanboy.
Incredible for Dello. Hates. Who hates Darren Anderton?
I hated Darren Anderton.
Hate.
Yeah. He scored a brilliant
I was
goal.
9 years old.
Darren Anderton scored a brilliant goal for England.
You're a child. Why are you hating
at
people when you're 9 years old?
Yeah,
when I was 9, I loved everything about life.
You got to let go of somebody saying,
Darren Anderton.
No.
But you're
Darren
9 years old. You hate Darren Anderton. It's crazy.
And Glenn Hoddle.
No, you can't hate Glenn Hoddle.
Well,
I think he's the one footballer that
Loads of
one of
people hate
his
Glenn
football.
Hoddle.
No,
He's on real
really?
football.
You're
on real football.
Yeah,
Loads
dodgy
of people.
grounds.
I thought he was kind of like
Loads of
university
people
like.
like
He's not.
Really?
Some of
He
his
got sacked
ideas.
from England for
Some of his ideas are
For non-football reasons.
Yeah.
said some stuff.
Sancho, Ericsson
was
coming on for
an
United,
amazing
and
footballer.
Diogo Dalot.
That goal against Watford that Glenn Hoddle scored. You know when he takes it on the back heel.
Yeah, a lot of
Coming off Garnacho.
God, he's gone bald.
He's got to go to Turkey online for a couple of months. Get the hair transplant
Trabzon
going.
Spor.
Forget going to Turkey and coming. Bro, he's been to heaven and been back. He don't need to worry about his hairline.
Trabzonspor.
Every day is a bonus for him.
I've never said it like that. What you're saying? What do you mean, Trabzon Sport? What does that mean?
It's a team,
It's a team, you weirdo.
But why is he saying like that?
Because it's
That's
the
not how
right
you
way to
say
say
it.
it.
It's not.
Trabzon Sport.
He's saying it in a weird way. I don't get it.
What? The right way.
It's not the right way, is it? Trabzon Sport.
Doesn't matter. Lads,
Why that club in particular? Is that where you get the hair transplants in Turkey?
What?
I'm just trying to. Why don't you just say Galatasaray? Why?
Yeah.
Galatasaray, get out of the way.
I literally think there was
Because
nothing more
most
to
people
it.
know more than 3
Yeah.
Turkish
Why
teams.
do I have to say Galatasaray?
But I'm just saying, it's
so if I say
random- you know what
Turkish
I'm
teams,
trying
I
to
have
say?
to say Galatasaray.
Yeah,
I
or
can't say
Besiktas or
I
Fenerbahce.
can't say Trabzonspor. Darius Vassell's boys.
Yeah. Is it you got another one in you though?
Jim Bom Bom. That's legit. Anyone who's Turkish will be watching that.
Adan
And Rory's
Spor?
correct.
There you go.
Jim Bom Bom.
Jim Bom Bom.
Would you go over there
Istanbul,
for Turkey for a
Besiktas.
hair transplant? Would you get one, lads?
Yeah, I would. If I could be bothered, I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
The trouble is, do you not think it looks a bit dodge?
Yeah.
Like like Rooney's hair.
I love the way it looks. Though.
It doesn't look good.
Terrible.
It does after
Yeah.
a bit, though. It looks kind of blended.
It's getting better in modern times, but Rooney, when he had that done, it was awful. It was
Remember when he
embarrassing.
posted the
It's not like he
picture
went to
of his,
Turkey though, is
scalp?
it?
Where did he get it done?
I don't know. Harley Street.
Western Supermare.
Yeah, he would have went somewhere.
Terrible.
Western Superman.
Awful hair transplant. The guy's a millionaire. He's got generational wealth. He's got the worst haircut in all of the UK. All of the UK.
I think his genetics is a big part of
60
it.
million people of us in the UK, and he got the worst. And he's a millionaire.
That's not far from where he lives as well. Western
He is a
Superman.
millionaire.
Do you know?
Quite nice.
Do you know?
Yeah, with a bad
sometimes-
hair. With a bad hair.
Do you know sometimes it's a tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, tattooed on.
Yeah.
Like Andros Townsend, I think his hair is a tattoo.
No.
It was a tattoo.
He's in the studio today on.
It was
Sky.
a tattoo.
No,
it
look
was. I
No,
swear.
no, he's in the studio.
I
He has-
saw
he's
it.
got
I saw it in real life, and it was like
That is incredible.
Drawn.
If that's a tattoo, it's incredible.
it was like a 3D tattoo.
What? It's like a helmet.
I think it is.
a 3D tattoo. What
I
does
think
that
it
mean?
is. I think honestly, I'm sure.
Someone in the comments tell me, what's a 3D tattoo?
No,
What's a 3D
He
tattoo?
draws his own hair. He draws his own hair.
honestly, I think
I just
I
Townsend.
saw it
He
once.
draws his own
And
hair.
and
What did you
I saw
see?
him.
Hair. What is it?
No, I saw his head
Colour
like,
line
without the
number.
hair on top,
But
and it
with
was a pen.
Yeah, Biro. You can get
No,
them.
it was
you
like a
can
tattoo.
Get them down
Doesn't make any
Staples.
Mate, I was in a lift
You
and
have to
I
go
saw
Turkey.
it
You
in
get
my
them
own
in
eyes.
Staples.
No, but I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, because some people. Did you see the other day when Aubameyang was celebrating that goal, and the geezer rubbed his head and his hairline came off?
Is that true?
It's so good. Yeah, like his hairline straight, and then you just see a patch.
Like that Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani got hot and he's coming down his face.
dripping sideburns out.
I love that stuff though.
I might. That's why I might just firms going grey, you know, because I've got
Going
some
grey
greys
is
at
wicked.
the moment.
You're like,
But I'm thinking
Philip
like
Schofield.
you don't want to have
No, not
jet black hair.
Why do you keep bringing him up every stream? back in the last season,
And immediately
we nearly
no,
got
not him.
cancelled. He kept bringing up Philip
Not him.
Schofield.
Not him. Another
Not him.
person. with
Another
grey
one
Who
in
else
the
has
UK
got
with
grey hair?
hair. This is quality stuff.
Names anyone with grey hair.
Another one.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it. No,
Name literally one person with grey hair. Silver hair rather than grey.
Prince Charles, King Charles.
Another.
King Charles doesn't have
another
grey
one.
hair, does he? Does grey?
Yeah, he's got grey hair.
Got some fat fingers,
He's got weird fingers, isn't he?
Yeah.
How do
He's
you,
like
like
Turkey
water
getting
balloons.
sorted out.
how do you know?
The water balloons, but
Did you meet?
nah.
What if I met meeting King Charles? I
Why?
was born of low birth. You think
What?
I could meet a king?
Low birth. What does that
High
even
birth
mean?
weight, though.
High birth weight. Yeah,
Low
that was a
birth-
£10.7 kid.
No,
wasn't it? Yeah, straight out of the womb. He's £10.
I was
Midwife, give me a
premature.
hand with this
No, I
one.
was premature.
Yeah.
I was premature.
No chance.
One of the cramp foods
Impossible.
popped out.
premature.
What were you? What did you weigh though?
Buvey, you
What, you know, like Tyson
Stone.
Fury.
You were a
he was-
stone.
He was super
He was
small. I was super
14
premature like
pounds.
No,
Tyson Fury.
you were a stone though.
No, I wasn't. I was super
Yeah, you were,
underweight. I nearly
you
died
were
when I was born.
premature, but you were a stone.
You wasn't.
No,
Buvey.
I was
You
under.
weren't,
I was
mate.
wild.
No, you weren't.
How do you know
No,
my
we know
birth better
you
than
weren't.
me?
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
It's
You
impossible.
weren't.
Impossible. No,
I can see.
You're
Lads, I'm
lying.
going to get all of you lads over to Turkey. You're going to have hair transplants. You're desperate for hair
No,
transplants.
you're.
No, we're
you're-
still waiting for you to bring us IB for birth.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see your birth
I
certificate.
don't know. I'd be for, the average age there is 25 to 30.
Yeah, so yeah,
I don't think it is.
we'll keep that
It is.
at 25.
Well, probably
30.
younger than that, isn't it? 18
Yeah,
to
I know.
18 to 23.
Why is it?
I
Why,
felt
why
old
is he moaning? What are you
Yeah.
moaning of?
Yeah,
He's a moaner,
Richarlison.
he's a moaner.
Look, is it?
He played terrible all
That
game.
is just a
rubbish. What are you complaining about? What are you moaning about?
He's got a 3D tattoo there. Look.
No, because you got to, innit? You got to have a little moan.
What otherwise? So you don't want to be okay with coming off.
Yeah, you don't want to be okay coming off. And
Yeah, but if you don't play well,
you want people to think,
He
I
should be
would have
like-
played well, but it wasn't my fault.
he should be coming going. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they're
yeah,
1-0
I'm
up.
sorry.
You're 1-0 up.
Can't do that.
Not, nothing to do with him.
got
though.
to do with him.
Yeah, but
It would have been 2-0 up if he weren't on
professional.
it.
You go off quick professional, don't you?
bad.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's a good ball.
It wasn't a good
It was
ball.
all right.
It wasn't a good ball.
You can tell we ain't
Bad
used to him yet because players don't move for him. It's still like we got
Nah,
the
but
hair in goal.
he just kicked that straight back to Tottenham.
But you could have been a flick and away. Do you know what I mean? It's a high percentage.
Yeah,
low
but
percentage.
that's any pass that gets intercepted, isn't it?
But he
If it doesn't
wasn't
get
that far away
intercepted-
from Bruno. Do you know what I
If
mean?
it doesn't get intercepted, it's a goal. Well played,
That's
sir.
good.
Well played, sir. Very nice. Nice on the turn.
He's been your best player today.
Really
innit?
nice on the turn.
He's
Not
not
Paro.
fantastic.
I haven't been fantastic.
Oh, you pillock.
Brisbane fantastic.
Kulusevski, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Jada.
Lovely stuff from
Here we
Sancho.
go.
He's not rapid, Sancho.
keeps
Do you
not-
know
Nah,
that?
he's never been,
He
and
always
that's what I
cuts in
think
'cause
people
he's not
expect him
rapid.
to.
Yeah, I
He should
thought-
be.
You need players close to him
Right.
to like pass.
But you know
move,
when he
pass,
skipped
move.
past there, he created the space. You kind of expect him to drive into that space, but he doesn't get there. He gets caught up.
He's never been the quickest.
Looks brilliant that stand, I must admit. You know, behind the goal.
Oh, this is really nice, guys. Thanks for all the compliments.
Honestly,
on that.
the stadium's amazing. The
so-
cheese room, the
There-
beers,
there
the beers
isn't-
that fill up from the bottom.
hateful.
There isn't a cheese room.
Horrible.
There isn't.
What,
What,
cheese room?
So you, but
Just-
you give
just
with one
that
hand and you
stuff,
take
yeah,
away.
No, I'm saying the cheese room's
We
nice.
ain't got a cheese room. There is no
have.
cheese. There's
You
never
have.
been a cheese
It's the
room.
biggest cheese room in the world.
It is just a tourist destination of London.
Tottenham
People
Hotspur
come to
Stadium.
London to go to the cheese room of Tottenham.
There was at one point there was a plan that a cheese room might exist.
No,
Yeah,
it
when you
doesn't.
go there on a game day, there's people coming away from the ground disappointed
With
'cause the
wheels
cheese
of
room's
cheese.
closed.
Yeah,
The match
yeah,
is
he's
on.
just got some Emmental.
Some black bomber.
How many people have got in the live, by the way? We've not asked today.
How many live people?
You're welcome. Is that good?
Yeah, mate,
Fantastic, yeah.
we've definitely got a few more because you're
I reckon this is 100 from
100,
me.
100
I've
extra.
put 100 over.
No, you're more
Thanks
than
so
that.
much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And Super 6.
And Super 6, Club 23 is our codes on the app to join our
Have
mini league.
we hit the thing yet? You know when I was holding my breath. We were hoping
Yeah,
to
we
get to
hit
8K.
8K.
Did we hit 8K?
Yeah.
That was a long
When
time.
you're in the toilet.
Amazing.
You're in heaven
Nobody
now.
told me.
Yeah.
No, nobody told me.
You're
we
in
hit
heaven.
Here we go.
8K. That's amazing.
Who's this? Who's
So that is
Who's
actually a K in a
Kulusevski
day.
again.
Did we actually hit it, Buvey?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
We actually did it.
Yeah.
We want to try and do
Why are you
another
cutting
K
to me? I'm not
today.
talking. Why are they cutting to me? I'm not talking. They're cutting to me. See, they say about these things not participating, then he's doing it with his little
Can
buttons.
you stop talking to the people in the back?
Oh, I
like
talk to everyone else.
else
All right,
can
I'm gonna
hear
talk to
this
everyone at home.
conversation.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Okay.
Oh, it's corner. There's a mistake there.
Why are you cutting to me?
Keep it
Not
on him.
Flav here. I never see him.
Just keep it on him.
I see him once
Just keep
every
it on
3 months,
Buvey.
and he slags me off.
Oh,
it's
Ericsson,
not
what are you
true.
doing?
I'm very fond of you, baby.
We need more people from the West Country in football online media.
I am
okay?
from the West
Exactly.
Country.
So we're both repping.
Yeah,
We're both
we're
repping.
From the West Country. From Holloway Road.
Listen, anyone watching this, come to the West Country, see what happens.
It's hard. No, it's hard. No.
Anyone, what is there, 5,000 people watching? Any one of you come to the West
You
Country.
come.
Where's my
You
camera? All right, any one of you come to West Country, see what happens.
You come.
See
The West
what
Country's a
happens.
massive area, right?
You never find me.
So what? Do you think that like everyone, Swindon? Do you love everyone in the West? Like, do you love people in Swindon?
No. No.
Swindon or West Country?
You never go Swindon.
Swindon,
You know, people in the West Country are bitter
I have
about
to go there
everyone.
sometimes to shop, but I'm in and out.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's true.
West
Swindon
Country
is
people are
far-
bitter about everyone.
Oh,
We're
that's
bitter
great.
people.
What, don't like Londoners?
No.
Yeah, don't like Londoners.
No,
don't
no.
like other people from slightly outside the city of Bristol.
You know-
Don't like,
I was wondering where that was going.
I mean, just outside the
Don't like
geography.
other people. from
Cornish
other
people.
countries.
Cornish people. Cornwall tried to
Anyone
break
who's
away from the
remotely
country.
anyone who's remotely different.
Don't like
basically.
anyone with a sad.
Go on.
Yeah, Cornwall tried to break away from the country.
Yeah.
They have a
Canal, Cornish
it's called
independence.
Canal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And are they West Country?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
do
they
you
hate us.
stop-
That's what I was
do
trying to say.
you
They
stop
hate
being
Bristol.
West
West.
Country? Like, do you stop being?
I
Is
don't
it,
think
is there
Wiltshire-
like, is
West Country.
Penzance West Country?
Yeah, that's where. Yes, it's about as west as you go. You can get.
No, but does it start? So West Country starts at say Swindon. Does it end like
Yes,
the
it's
area
the whole
that
boot of the country, whatever you call it, the little.
so all the way down to like the Pirates?
Yeah,
I
Land's End.
Wiltshire would consider West Country, but it's
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
central.
Yeah, that's
No, it's
terrible.
not
as well.
central.
Yeah, West.
I want to go to
Goes up
what
to
the centre of
Gloucester,
England is Wiltshire.
We're literally directly below Birmingham. If you
That's
look at
pretty
the map.
central.
Directly below. It's the centre of the.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking
Pretty
about Central.
Why are there two Ten Hogs?
Talking about.
Is it-
I had such a good segue then. Talking about Central, we are now going to talk about Chelsea's £250 million midfield. They confirmed the signing of Moises Caicedo, 150 million. Romeo Lavia, over 50 million. And Enzo Fernandez is already there, a sweet £105 million. You've got a close to £300 million. Midfield, what we saying? What do we think about the selections that you've made?
I think the first thing to point out is, you know, when people say like the greed involved in signing Caicedo and Lavia when we've already signed Enzo Fernandez, it's completely true to kind of flag the greed. But what I would like to flag and explore is the necessity. Like, yeah, we've spent a ridiculous amount of money on 3 brand new midfielders. Enzo Fernandez, who has basically just arrived and is incredibly young, is now our senior midfielder. He's like the senior established midfielder. He's been at the club for what? 8 months, right?
yeah.
And he's the senior one. So it is a little ridiculous. But if you think about Chelsea since January of this year, off the top of my head, you go, Jorginho goes to Arsenal. We then lose in no particular order, and I'll probably forget one because it's Chelsea. There are so many. You go Mateo Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher will probably follow. Mateo Kovacic goes to Man City.
Shouldn't know, should he? Conor Gallagher?
No,
keep
of
him.
course
I
not.
think you
Of
should
course
keep
we
him.
should keep him. Of course we should. But ultimately, I think we've lost 6 established players who play. N'Golo Kante's gone to Saudi Arabia. And suddenly you go, okay, we've lost 6 and we've brought in 3. It's kind of necessary. Yeah, I get the gluttony. And I'm sure that Buvey in any minute now, 3, 2, 1, is going to flag the money. And it's all true, by the way, what he'll say. But looking at it strictly from a footballing lens, we signed 3 players that we needed. Do we agree on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last week we were talking about it, and the money. We're here as football fans. We get bogged down in the money, and it is egregious. But we don't have to go any further. Ultimately, the midfield that you've got is young, exciting, and it's got a massive ceiling. I think the big issue that we don't talk about enough is those long 8-year contracts. How do you incentivize a young player like Caicedo to not just sit there and relax and take it easy? I think that's an issue that managers. It's not a financial thing. It's incentivization of Caicedo for an 8-year contract. I'm sure he's a humble, hard-working guy.
That's the answer.
But it's hard, isn't it?
I
When
think
you're
you've
getting
answered the
paid-
question.
Yeah, but after a couple of years, maybe you
but
become
you
That
Fifth
could
with Chelsea.
work out to be a
Renegotiate as well,
good thing for Chelsea, though, because in 4 years' time, wages will have probably doubled in the Premier League, and they'll be getting Caicedo for cheap.
But also,
That is true,
if
yeah.
Caicedo is, by that point, say, the best midfielder in the league, you increase his terms.
Do you think he has that in
yeah.
him to be the best midfielder in the league?
In his position, I think.
The problem is, Flav, yes, is the answer. I think he's brilliant. But he's got a back catalogue of about 40 games.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think he looks brilliant. Every time I've seen him play, he's looked
Versatile
superb.
as well.
He controlled the game. And also, if you looked at Chelsea's performance against Liverpool, I think we were very good in a lot of positions, but we were lacking that 6 so desperately. So you're not the only ones,
There you go.
right? And off the back of that, we desperately needed him. But it's a very good World Cup and 40 games. So, yeah, I think he can be good. And I think under the stewardship of Pochettino, I mean, you can talk about that all night, I'm sure.
Yep.
Like, Pochettino, regardless of your tribalism here, Pochettino is the man.
No, he needs exactly what you've given him, basically, which is young, hungry people that are can be moulded into his vision. And what he did at Spurs was remove all of those old heads, all those players that weren't going to do what he asked them to do, or couldn't, or were just too long in the tooth, and moulded this young, fascinating, very attractive.
So as a three, I think it's great. I think it's one of the best midfield if it all comes good. And Pochettino gets it working. I think it's potentially one of the best midfields in the league. It's potentially.
Are you talking Lavia, Caicedo,
has it got
and
enough
Enzo
creativity
as a three?
in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has he got enough creativity in it?
I think the point is that the creativity. I think Enzo Fernandez is incredibly creative. By the way, I think his eye for a pass. Those deep lying through balls. I think he plays them really well. The creator's too heavy, man. It's a bad pass. It's a very bad pass. The creativity though should be coming from. We also have a gluttony of talent up front, right? We have players galore, like the likes of Mudryk, who should be delivering, the likes of Sterling, who should be delivering, the likes of even the youngsters. Like Chuck Makers look very good. I think
fantastic.
He's looked brilliant, but we can't throw him in the deep end. But again, a very creative player. Nicholas Jackson, very creative. We're very unfortunate that our most creative, and one of our most proven, in fact, in Nkunku, is now injured. The same injury that kept him out of the World Cup, the same knee, which is worrying.
Frustrating.
And we've had to, this is amazing from Pochettino, our whole pre-season, we played one way. I think in the second half against Wrexham, we played the 5. Just one half of football in the whole of pre-season, we played a different system. And we then get an Nkunku injury, and suddenly, first day of the season against Liverpool, we have to play 5 at the back. And he does it like that, like just changes it up, changes the personnel and gets it spot on. I was so impressed with
He never
Pochettino.
played 5 at back once at Spurs.
He had no choice.
I remember a few games he
Mate,
played 3. I'm pretty sure of that.
No, I don't think so. It was
No,
always a
it's-
4-2-3-1.
The whole
Almost religiously.
pre-season
Or
was 4
sometimes he would play a diamond in midfield
Maybe his
as
final
well.
season where it was struggling a little bit.
The whole
but
pre-season,
maybe,
the whole
yeah.
pre-season was 4-2-3-1. It was all built around Nkunku. Nkunku gets injured. Suddenly, we don't have the players to play that 3.
But maybe because
And-
of these signings, you will get through that period where you don't have him because of it's not just Caicedo, Lavia as well. He's already got a season with Southampton. I think he's the player people don't talk about because he didn't cost 115 million quid. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Honestly, as a City fan,
You heard company talk about him.
Yeah.
Have you heard what company said?
And De Bruyne. De Bruyne did an interview with Belgian
Do
media.
you know, I think that's where it came about. I think Kevin De Bruyne has something called the KDB Cup, which is like a tournament that he runs. And when Guardiola was invited out there by Kevin De Bruyne, and apparently they both just couldn't take their eyes off Lavia.
Yeah.
I think Lavia was at Anderlecht at the time.
I was surprised at the fee that was paid for him, really.
What, 50?
Yeah, 50. It feels,
Being too heavy or...
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But I think if it wasn't
Pushed up because City had that percentage on it, innit? So Southampton wanted it.
Well, also
It's
there's
not, mate, it's just
if
50
Caicedo-
million for
I
a
also
proven
think if Southampton
midfielder.
stayed up, it's double.
But also, it's just 50 million for a proven midfielder in the Premier League. Like, I don't... And when I say proven, I mean, I know it's a season, but that's...
But when
it's
you
all
look
such
at-
small margins.
10 million less than
When you look at
Richarlison.
everyone else, it's cheap.
Yeah, I agree.
Compared
very
to
good
Caicedo and Declan Rice and everyone, I think Lavia... don't think Lavia's quite there yet, but he will be.
Yeah.
I think his
I saw him
close
at
to that.
Arsenal. He was fantastic for Southampton against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he was 19 years old. I mean, this is, when you get into your 20s, it's different. But at that age, it's so hard to be good in midfield. It's so hard to be a controlling midfielder. He's fantastic.
Right, is it-
I'm sick to the stomach you've got him.
What, Lavia?
Yeah.
there-
I don't care about Caicedo.
Is there an additional satisfaction that they've just turned down Liverpool? Both of them
Yeah,
have
of
gone,
course.
I don't want to go there.
Of course. I mean, I think it would have been... There was a tweet that really made me laugh. You know, the player that Liverpool did sign, that Endo.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, my... Yes!
Aye.
Is that a goal?
It's a goal. Why wouldn't it be? Ben Davis, mate.
How have we let
the
Ben
hero.
Davis
Ben
score
Davis
there,
scores
man?
against Man United.
They're open.
Mate, it's huge.
They're bad on the road, aren't they, United?
Yeah, we needed this
Last
win.
season, they were
Mate,
bad on the road.
Manchester United. I don't like watching Tottenham win, but I do enjoy watching Manchester United lose. So I find my victories wherever I can.
That was poor, that.
Second half, we've been excellent.
You've been
I thought,
excellent.
yeah.
I think you've been excellent throughout. I know you're saying that it could have gone either, and obviously it could have done in the first half. Manchester United didn't take their chances, but you hit the bar twice in that passage.
Yeah.
How has Ben Davis?
Who
got
is
all
that? Is that
space?
Martinez
goal?
as well? It's an own goal. It's Martinez,
Nutmeg
isn't
as
it?
well.
It's Martinez. Look,
nutmeg.
he doesn't touch it, and
but
Martinez does.
That's an own goal.
It's an own goal, 100% own
He's
goal.
going wide.
Lissandro Martinez blazed it in.
How does a professional
I thought he was the best centre half in the league.
What is that?
It's a fantastic finish, though. Took
he
the
doing with
keeper
his
by
feet?
surprise.
I
No,
don't
but
think
a
it's
good
Martinez's
finish.
fault.
Yeah.
though, 'cause if
He's
you look
done the
at-
right thing.
No, but what you do, you let it come across your body, you steer it around the
Flick it, yeah,
goalkeeper. Martinez hasn't
You
made
look
a
at
mistake.
there was no other centre
don't think?
there.
Bit
I don't know
clumsy
where everyone got
positionally.
caught.
Martinez?
Yeah.
He's done everything. If the ball comes across you and you're trying to finish, You open up your body and you steer it into the far corner.
No, I'm saying is Martinez made a mistake positionally.
No, I think he finished it well.
I don't think it was his mistake.
Martinez hasn't finished anything. Ben Davies has finished.
Martinez,
it's going wide. It's going wide.
Martinez finishes it. Martinez finishes it. Have you
It
not
comes
seen
off him.
Yeah.
It's a Martinez own goal.
Yeah, I'm saying positionally, he wasn't in the.
finished it.
No, he was in position.
It's a good finish.
You're winding me up.
He steered it round the goal.
That was terrible.
Martinez
from
was in position. The others weren't. He was on his own.
No.
He was out of position, swinging at it, and it's led
No,
to
but
goal.
what I'm trying to say is he was pretty much isolated on his own. I don't know where Varane or everyone else was.
Look, watch
The
the
low got
finish,
nutmeg.
Buvey. Watch the Buvey. That's what I'm saying. So look, the dummy,
Oh,
and
I
then
see what
bang,
you mean. He's
finished it.
outside of the boot.
Outside of the boot. He steers it into
Eriksen as
what
well.
you do when you're one-on-one with a goalie like that. You give him the eyes, you drop the shoulder, and then you steer it.
That's a
into
power league finish.
It's a good
I've
finish.
got that in me.
Just
Power
steer
league.
steer it around.
Five aside.
Steer it round the keeper.
Martial.
This isn't over. Though,
He's had
boys.
his head,
There's still time.
No,
Martial.
Has he?
Yeah, Martial.
He's gone
definitely.
Turkey.
I think so.
No. He's got a strong hairline already.
No. Oh, look, Marcus Rashford's pretending to be upset.
He did it better than Richarlison.
He's
Yeah.
better, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
He
better.
threw his little.
I don't
shin
think
pad
he's
around.
upset at being
Oh, look,
stopped.
Mason Mount's pretending to be upset. Ha ha, you wanker.
He gave you best years of his.
Him.
That's a foul there on Sancho.
It's not a foul.
How many minutes had landed on it, Nobby?
Hopefully 10.
4 or 5.
I hate this.
Quite
I want to be
enjoying
here
it,
till midnight, lads.
Yeah, hopefully
It was
10.
mental the other day at Old Trafford. Wolves were wasting so much time in the first half. They
Yeah.
added 2 minutes on at half time. Second half, it was 7. It was like, wait, have I watched?
Yeah, they're making it up as they go along.
Bottled that. He bottled that as a 50.
Guys, we're here for the next game as well.
Tottenham-
Man City versus Newcastle United, and we're going to smash Newcastle. I
Tottenham
cannot wait.
just need to do nothing stupid like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's 5 minutes to go.
Tottenham need to just do.
game over.
It's not 5 minutes
but
ago, is
Buvey-
it? It's 15
But
minutes.
Buvey, if there's a
it's
club
Fergie time,
in the country that has it in them to concede 3 goals from now, it's Tottenham.
Easily.
True, actually. Easily.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Easily. I've
saying.
been there
That's
so
very
many
true.
times
United
before.
haven't got
So
3
many
goals.
Tottenham
Goals.
need to do.
Were you in the stadium when it was 4-3 John Macken and all that?
No, I wasn't in the stadium.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
No, I
Were
don't know
you
if
in the
but we talked
stadium
about
for
it. Were you in-
Chelsea 6-1?
No, I wasn't.
Were you in the stadium for Chelsea when Sean Wright-Phillips scored and Shevchenko scored?
No, I was.
Were you in the stadium for Bjarni Goldbeck's Thunderbolt from Norway? Bjarni Goldbeck, yeah?
Yeah, I was in the stadium for that one.
Oh, yeah, put the camera on a player that
Bernard
wouldn't change
Lambert?
anything.
Bernard Lambert, 1-0, lobbing the keeper.
Lambert.
Bernard Lambert,
no,
lobbing the
just
keeper,
the camera on
1-0.
Gary
Georgie
Neville.
Weah,
Yeah, maybe. I was at Wembley.
5-1.
Yeah, that was bad.
Lampard's free kick from the halfway line.
I went. Then I was at half time. I gave up.
Did you?
What was that in a
Yeah,
semi-final?
Yeah.
It was FA Cup, was it?
Yeah, FA Cup semi. It was when we won the European Cup. And
We were actually
we
talking
beat
about.
Tottenham and Liverpool.
You stop going on about these weird cups from the 1990s and all these Cup Winners' Cup
It's
damper
2012. It's 2012, mate.
Yeah,
I'm sick
if-
of all these weird cups
2012.
keep
What I
going
was
on
going to
about.
say is, if you think that I'm not, if you think I'm completely relaxed right now, you're out of your mind.
No, because I agree with you. I think that Manchester United can still win this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't believe after that first half we've let this happen.
I'm surprised. You know what I'm surprised by? When you think about the players at Manchester United, you know, if I would say to you, hypothetically, not today, but how do Manchester United get back into a game if there's 6-7 minutes left? You'd go maybe Garnacho, maybe Mason Mount. They're all off. Rashford off.
Well, because Garnacho really should be on the bench because if we had a striker to start, Martial.
Yeah.
Well played round the back. Oh, that's penalty.
The ball went before. If he still has the ball at his feet, that's a pen.
Look at Bruno crying. Sick of him.
There's nothing wrong with Bruno Fernandes doing that, though.
Really?
No, ask for the penalty in the 86 minutes of the game. Of course you ask.
No,
for
but
the
the way he does it.
I think you definitely ask for the penalty.
That's a pen, you know.
It's a bit dodgy.
I think it is a penalty.
But I think because
Ben
the
Davies
ball's
is
gone
given-
out, it's kind of not
Don't
going to
even
be
matter.
given.
It doesn't
But
matter.
It does look
He
like
can't
a pen.
keep the ball in because
That's
he's
a
on the
pen, you
floor.
know.
It's a penalty.
Are
He
they
can't
checking
keep
it?
That's
the
a
ball.
pen, that
He
is.
can't keep the ball in because he's on the floor.
They're not
Because he's
giving it.
been brought
That's
to the ground.
shocking, that is, you know.
There's 3 decisions. You should have had 2, right? United should have had 2.
And one of them would have put them 1-0 up, which obviously is huge.
That was a pen.
Yeah, it was.
Good run from Palestri, though, wasn't it?
Ben Davies, what is he doing there?
Is that
Solomon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Fulham fans
He
hate
was
him.
shite for Fulham, so I don't know
Yeah,
why
Fulham
Spurs
fans
started.
He went on a little run though.
he was doing
scoring
all right,
goals
but
in a row,
then
innit?
he said that he wasn't. Are they still looking at it, by the way?
No.
They said
Baggy shorts, very big shorts.
Emerson Royale's my favourite player.
Why is Emerson Royale wear such big shorts?
He was booed off the pitch last season because he did a no-look pass off the pitch.
Love it.
We were losing. And
We're losing.
Yeah.
He's getting showboating.
And literally everyone were like, boo!
And has he had a redemption?
And he did it again.
Love it. Yeah, he stood true to himself.
Yeah, man, he loves it.
Has he had a
like Love
redemption? Is he
Yeah, we rate him highly
It's
now.
a bit like it happened at Arsenal, didn't it, with the Buvey? Do you remember?
Yeah.
He was booed off, and then he became.
But it just goes so that booing does work sometimes.
God, that was a filthy challenge.
Filthy
Got away
one,
with
that
that.
was a
God.
foul.
He does, you know.
Pass it.
Lovely
there.
Keep it simple.
feet.
You don't need to.
Lovely feet.
Martinez does them ones, you know, when you get
Is
something
that
on the
Royale?
player.
That was Royale, yeah.
Yeah, Royale.
After all that.
Lovely
He's
feet.
been poor
I
game.
should have went through to Martial
Yeah.
immediately before.
How long?
Tottenham just need to look after the ball for
Run
5
it in the
minutes.
corner.
Not that desperately, but
This is now the biggest result in Postecoglou's career, with all due respect.
He's
you know enough about that?
He's played
Do
four
you-
Old Firm games.
Do you know about that?
Historically, it's a bigger game, obviously, at the Old Firm, but in terms of quality, this is a massive result.
All right, yeah, fair play.
Like he's won silverware a lot.
Oh my God, not stuff like that. What?
That's so bad.
It's so bad.
That's it. Just keep it simple.
sake,
It
man.
could
So
be
bad as
free.
well.
Free. Give me free, lads. Come on.
No, see, this is where I mean look after it. Like, don't attack.
Run in the corner.
He won't.
But they're not.
He's
They're,
got
they're
loads of
built
room.
different.
He's got
They're
so
built
much
different.
room.
Oh my God,
What
was that? What the fuck
I think that was actually a good ball if Son had moved, you know.
He's not running now, look.
Son didn't move. It looked like a bad pass because him and Son just watched.
Sancho's been good since
Yeah,
he's
very
come on.
good.
Doing all right, yeah.
Very sure on the ball.
He doesn't waste it, man.
Yeah, very,
And
very
we start
sure.
Anthony, I just don't get it. He was crap against Wolves, crap today.
Yeah, I don't see it with that Anthony, man. I just don't see
Hit
it.
a post, though.
Yeah, but so what?
One chance in it.
Mm. That's such a
Soft,
tame
innit?
header.
Back across the
It's
goal, man.
it's a pass back header. That's
Yeah,
what
but
the centre
This
half
is
does.
Man United 2-0 down 5 minutes to go. It's like
Mate.
that. It's like, where's the intensity?
Is it? You know, again, Booth. I think we've just displayed it there. I've got no intention of watching Man United score goals, and even we went, "Oh, what's he doing?"
Do you know what I mean?
You know, and you're
Yeah.
just like, "What are you doing?" So delicate.
Stop putting McTominay on screen, man.
It's Mount.
Fucking hell.
Surely it's Mount. 9 minutes.
Jesus, nah, that's the second time. The first
Is it
time it
not
was
Mount,
just
though?
McTominay.
I would.
He's as crap.
How's it 9 minutes?
Unless there's been a bidding for him or something. Why did they
goals,
keep
I think.
showing Scott McTominay on the screen? I've not seen him on. You know when he starts for 90 minutes, you don't see him on the screen that much. Then
That's true, actually.
how he been on the bench
so true.
and got shown twice is I don't know.
He must be on
It's
his way
like he's
out.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
He must be on the way out.
Fucking
We keep
hell.
cutting to it. That's really, really weird, isn't it? 2-0 to Spurs against Manchester United. How you feeling, Flav?
I'm still very nervous. I'm just waiting for these 9 minutes to run down.
9 minutes?
Apparently, Gary Neville keeps asking for him to be brought on.
Oh, is that what it is?
What a fucking idiot.
What is it that he would change in the game?
He'd hide every time we're on the ball.
What would
which,
he
I mean,
do? Yeah.
changes nothing. I mean,
What's he trying to say? Short midfield sort of thing.
get rid of him. We should have took the 30 million when West Ham offered.
Is that what they offered?
Should have snatched it off.
He's not worth 30.
Oh, great!
Exactly. That's
He's
what we
worth-
should have snatched.
Who is
off.
that kid on the right?
Great feet there.
Who is he?
Delot.
It's Delot.
That's your mate.
He's incredible.
What? No, I
Cafu.
looked at his back of his shirt. It said something else.
Yeah, it said number 20.
He's good. He's got high ceiling. No.
Yeah, well done. That was tame as well.
So the one.
United are soft.
Delot isn't who
soft
went down
side.
for the penalty, right?
Say again?
No, that's Palestri. wasn't
That's what I was asking. Who's he?
Gary Pellistri.
His first name's Gary.
Nah, Facundo.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I'd love that.
I just
I'd
call him
absolutely-
Gary
like, 'cause of
because it's Pellistri in it. Yeah.
Oh, right. I see. I was like,
he's
fellow
all right.
Gary. Brilliant.
He looks a threat whenever
Do
he
you know
comes
no
on.
Garys were born last year?
No, I know.
this country.
Look, don't tell me about Gary's. I know about Gary's.
There was no.
There was 28
No, there weren't.
in the whole UK.
No, there were none.
Oh, really? That's
In-
new information.
In last year,
We're dying out.
there was none.
I'm going to have a son called Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, please.
Do you know
do.
when
Gary
it was bought,
Buvey.
Do you know when it will be bought back though? Do you know when
Yeah,
it will be bought
about
back?
2040.
Yeah, when everyone who
Yeah,
when
it's
your
cool.
kids call it after their
When it's
granddad.
cool and all
I
that.
hope
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
I really hope.
Gary.
It will never come back.
When our generation was full of
Nah,
Garys.
Gary's a middle name now. It's been
It should-
relegated to just only
Play
middle
it.
names.
When we were kids, there were loads of footballers. Gary Speed, Gary Pallister,
Gary McAllister.
Gary Mabbott. Any more Gary?
The thing is that it's my dad.
Gary Johnson.
My dad insisted on it. I was actually Gareth, and my dad was like, "Oh, I'll only call him Gary."
But Gary isn't short for Gareth, is it?
Why?
It's not Gary's
Why
Gareth.
would you only
Gary's
call him
Gary.
But what's short for Gareth? Gaz.
Gaz, Gal.
Gazer.
Gaza.
Yeah, it's not even like I'm.
Got it.
G-man.
G-man.
Yeah, all of that. Oh, that's all that happened.
G-boy.
G boy. That's
G-Dog.
G-dog.
Yeah, that's happened. Yeah, all of that. Oh,
Mate, what's your actual name?
Gary.
Gareth.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Flav.
Didn't
I'm starting Flavel.
I just didn't. I thought, hang on
What
a
did you
minute.
What did you think my name was? What did you
Flav.
think my name was? I'm some sort of South American footballer with only one name.
Yeah.
Flavio. I thought your name was Flavio.
Flavio
Flavio.
Briatore.
Oh,
Wow.
That was a good hit. That was that Davies again.
that was Højbjerg. Go on, Solomon.
hold it in the corner.
That's
now.
what you should call yourself, Flavio Briatore.
I would. Or Flavinelli.
I would.
Oh, yeah.
I would, actually.
What's your name? Flavio
Flavio
Briatore.
Briatore. I nearly took QPR into administration.
Have you seen the...
If you take QPR into administration,
That was Flavio Briatore.
you are a
do you remember,
VIP
do you remember when
at
that
the
happened at QPR? When Flavio Briatore got held up at gunpoint in the boardroom at Loftus Road and told to sign the club over? That was Flavio Briatore, wasn't it?
Is that correct?
Yeah, sounds right.
You hear stuff about that.
But then the guy after took them into administration, the F1 guy.
Yeah, but Eccleston.
No, the other F1 guy.
Mithouse. It's the Mithouse.
In the Premier League era with Joey Barton and all that.
Yeah, that was Eccleston.
No, that was Eccleston.
Was it?
Yeah, he's the only one that was involved. He's involved in a lot
He
of
was
stuff.
involved
The
in
guy from Singapore was involved as well.
No, that was the Air Malaysia guy.
Tony Fernandez, sorry, that's what I'm
Fernandez,
thinking
Air
of.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
But that was different.
There's QPR in it.
Mm.
It's still there.
QPR still.
Wait, Tony Fernandez.
No, it's Mitau.
What was the QPR result? Ipswich were winning 1-0. 1-0.
Go on,
Ipswich! Up the tractor, boys.
Come on,
on.
tractor
Kieran
boys.
McKenna.
In the spirit of John Walk.
McKenna ball.
What's the anti-QPR stuff?
I don't like
We all just hate him.
I'm completely indifferent to him. Really.
QPR.
You're
Yeah,
a
Tottenham
Spurs fan.
fan. QPR fans drive me mad.
Really? Why?
Because I know a lot. I was out last night with all of them. all of the QPR fans. There was 6 of us at dinner. All doubled QPR's attendance.
What? So they give you grief?
Yeah.
Because they're the
They hate shows. They drive me mad.
Yeah.
Was Ian Holloway there?
No.
Was Les Ferdinand there?
What, last night?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't out for dinner with Les Ferdinand.
Oh, just wondering.
I would have.
Gary Penrice.
Do you know what's amazing? No, it was me, Andy Sinton, Jan Stachkow, Andy Impey, and Kevin Gallen. do you know what was amazing about Les Ferdinand? You know, you see him as a QPR icon and that. Their fan, because he's been on the board and it's been so poor, their fans are now turning on Ferdinand.
Wow.
They're like,
Sure.
get him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
You would have thought it was being.
Les Ferdinand's a light footballer. And he's
Well,
a
you'd be
light
pragmatic and sensible.
Yeah,
Is that what you
yeah,
want?
yeah.
Nah, that's boring, isn't it?
No, but I think that they are being pragmatic and sensible and suspending their love of Les Ferdinand
Okay.
in order to say get him out the club because
Yeah, that's fair.
Take me to the trip I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd like to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you. I'll be my American
I'll be my
boy.
American boy. Who can them in the UK? Everybody goes to UK.
Reluctantly, up with me.
Go down.
No, bottled that challenge.
You got nothing though.
No.
You got nothing.
All right,
Nothing. Look at this. Look at this. Rosette
That's like
into the cheese room. Casemiro's been poor. hasn't he?
Poor.
And not defensively, I don't think, today.
I
Poor
don't
last
think he was
game.
very good the other day. Either.
No, it was poor the other day.
I saw Jamie Carragher was talking about it. He's still got 4 years left on his contract. He's 31
Jamie
years
Carragher's
old.
talking shit.
4 years.
Jamie
They
Carragher
signed him on a
talking shit.
5-year deal.
No,
and he's
he's
30
4
years
year
old.
plus 1. So you've
The
got 3
5-year
years
deal.
left.
3 years
Plus
left.
4 plus 1 5.
Why is that?
No.
Why is that a bad thing?
The plus 1 is an
older than-
optional. You
Yeah,
mad.
but
And
you
in that
probably will
position-
take it.
How old is he?
31.
31.
He's
And
31.
also to play that
Also,
position.
He's losing his legs.
let's not pay any attention to what Jamie Carragher's saying.
What, a Premier League
The
footballer
geezer's
who's won a
knee-jerk
Champions League?
reaction to one game.
What, a Premier League?
All right, so Jamie Carragher's
so-
right. Oh, Varane.
another one.
He's offside anyway.
So Jamie Carragher's played 300 football matches. I can't listen to him. Who do I listen to then?
Do you know how many things Jamie Carragher gets wrong? Do
Adam.
you know how many things Jamie Carragher gets wrong? So what you're saying
Yeah,
is
we all get things
because a
wrong.
professional footballer said something is right.
Well, I listen.
That's a lot of nonsense.
Well, who do you listen to then? Give me a player.
But no.
So you
But
don't
what
listen
you
to any
just said,
footballers.
what you just
I
said is
respect
wrong.
Jamie. I'm allowed to say I respect
You
Jamie
said
Carragher's
he's right
opinion.
because he's a professional
No,
footballer.
but I respect his opinion that he thinks Casemiro has lost his legs. I agree with him.
Yeah, that's nonsense. You agree with him because it's negative about United.
Yeah, of course.
If he was being
If it was a
positive about
City
United,
thing,
you
you'd be the
wouldn't
same.
agree
If it
with
was a
him.
City
No,
thing, you'd be the same.
not at all, because I'm not an idiot.
Who's your favourite pundit then? Don't
It's
say
not
Roy
Jamie
Keane.
Carragher.
Don't say Roy Keane.
I like
Roy Keane's my
I like
funniest
Roy Keane.
pundit.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not
the
my
best.
favourite.
Roy Keane, number one.
But I'm asking
for
who's
sure.
your
Punditry's
favourite?
dead though. They're
It is
all
dead. It
idiots.
is dead. I like Paul Merson.
That's why we've got. I mean, yeah.
You don't like Paul Merson?
Just go for the fucking.
He's got that
Just go
mixture
for the
of-
worst one out.
like-
there.
he's not the worst.
I like the fact that you like him.
He's not the worst.
There's a fella that sits in the corner in my local pub, just sits there muttering nonsense from Monday to Sunday. He speaks more sense than Paul Merson.
No, what was that?
It's all right. You're all right now. You've done it. Don't worry.
I think that's gas, by the way. I think Paul Merson's a
God,
good
cut him in
pundit.
half. What a ridiculous tackle. But Zuma just cut him in half for no reason.
Still
there was
good.
a
How's
ball
the game
from
going
Højbjerg,
on?
Like we had no issue. There was no problem under no pressure, and he just give the ball away in midfield.
You look good without glasses. I've never seen that before. There you go. It's different. Hey, you're looking good, man.
What do you think? That
You're looking good. You've been.
No, I know. I haven't been to the gym. I haven't done anything.
You're looking
I'm
so
as
good.
fat as I was last time.
No, man. You're looking good.
You're actually looking good.
You're looking good, man.
Do you run? Do you jog? Or
Yeah,
anything?
you clearly. Did you run here?
Yeah, that's why I'm so red.
You're looking good, bro.
You're such a sarky little twat, aren't you?
What are you talking
You're a
about?
sarky. All of you lot are sarky and nasty and
Sarky.
negative.
Yeah, nasty people.
Look at him lying down.
Stupid, isn't it?
Draft
They've never
us
scored one since De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne's the last one to score.
What, to roll it under?
It does seem
Since then, everyone does it. No one ever tries it.
It does seem unnecessary to have it. I don't know why.
I've only ever seen it, 3 times? I think Ronaldinho did one. De Bruyne did one. And
You're losing a player. You're losing a
Yeah, you just got a
marksman.
bloke lying down. Yeah.
I can't think of it. Who else has done one? Under the wall.
Ronaldo against Newcastle. I don't know if
Did
you
he?
said that. Yeah.
The thing is, it's so unlikely to score, isn't
Yeah,
it?
even
if
if
you
you get it
choose that,
under.
it's such an unlikely way to score.
Just completely
Also,
unsighted
they're
them.
usually like scuffed and like
Yeah.
bouncing off studs and all sorts. It's not. I don't rate it.
Well, they just fight it. This is weird.
Are they
man.
arguing?
These geezers are weird.
What are they playing? They're playing a weird game.
Well, he's not. Is he not upset anymore?
Yeah,
He's all for show,
I
isn't
can't
it?
stand
No.
Nah,
Richarlison,
man. Footballers can be upset with their own performance.
And then get over it.
That is true.
Wow.
Right then, that's full time. We will discuss the reaction to this game in the next stream, which is Manchester City versus Newcastle. We're live again tonight. Thank you very much to Flav for joining us. Make sure you go check him out on all the socials and everything. We'll see you in a bit.